Introducing Pubcoin. Pubcoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into Pubcoins. Pubcoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys soon.
Your membership to gold, you will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday. It is time to race horses. We are racing camels today.
Shout out to the gold members. We're racing in San Antonio immediately here. And we're off. 2 minutes, 74 canals on this racetrack. It's wide. We're racing in San Antonio.
Pat Wally moving forwardly. Jeff Slaughter in the mix as well. And as is Randall Sheffield, who's put that beautiful nose out front.
But it's actually real grass here, Jimmy. Maybe Kentucky bluegrass. Oldie, no! There he goes. Oldie in the lead now. K. Wolf falls back. The horses love it. Sometimes they stop and eat it on the way to the finish line. That's why your horses start so far in the back. Here. Oh, look at Nussflush Allen bursting out here. J-Dub in the mix. Rude Boy up here as well. Jimmy, take it away.
There's Oldie. Oldie is moving to the front. We are past the halfway mark in our 2 mile. And there's Ricky Levy.
Oh my goodness, he's in the mix here. Jimmy, take it home. This is our first dog race ever.
19 seconds left in the horse race here. It's Fernando Mendoza trying to find the wire. 14 seconds left. Can Fernando Mendoza take this home? Here comes Kenny Can. Kenny Can wants a piece of the pie. Put his schnoz up front. Ricky Bobby, 9 seconds left. Can Donut Silks make a run? Can Res Mall make a run to be $50?
You son of a bitch!
Here comes Tori Coker. Kenny Can Smoke and Mirrors. Director 97 home. That is a way. Here comes Jason Meyer, the Eldorado custodian. Billy Friedrich. Jones one all coming down the finish.
Coin! Nowhere!
Oh no! Fanatical Jim!
From the Corker Peter Low Shack, legendary sports handicapper, more dapper than a dawn. For the young phenom known as Jimmy, who declared one day that the bag was here to stay. Information like a PSA with the all PSR Pub Sports Radio Bizarre is a man named Slaughter, and he flipped the script. No competition in this they quit the trip. But we say we be pubbing, better with the bag and you love it. We want it top 10, we above it. Let's check.
What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Friday, January 23rd to all of you. Thank you for watching Betting with the Bag right here on Pub Sports Radio, copying and pasting the action from cappers in our chat. Giant Friday awaits. Shout out to all of you guys joining us. We've got a great show today. We're going to get into NHL off the hop. and we have AM Sportspicks capping the card with us. Then we roll into college basketball and NBA with Justin Mcelvy. We got Res Mob play today. North Texas -9.5. The Gorkle on Cervena Zvezda and Barcelona together for his plays of the day. We got Big Zoe, Patriots first half money line, Puka Nacua over 5.5 rushing yards, plus 200 for Big Zoe. Jet sweeps for Big Zoe. Twisted 2-4-7. St. Louis -8, Indiana -7, LIU, Brooklyn -7, and Central Connecticut State -6.5. I'm with you on Central Connecticut State. We got Stacks plays of the day 1 and 2. He'll be breaking both of those down live. He's going to break down all of his action, and then my action he's going to help me with as well. We got Ronnie Lofton on Stetson over 149.5, App State, Lipscomb, and North Texas first half. I wanted to be in on this under in UL Monroe App State, and I was just upset about what happened yesterday. I expect it to cash. I expect I was very close to moving on the under 145 full game and doubling up with the under 68.5 first half. It closed at 67.5 first half. I mean, is UL Monroe going to score it all? They just got their first bucket 3 minutes in. So it's a 145.5 right now. I'm going to make sure that we can move live here. So let's make sure that we're all locked in, loaded up. And I am. Okay. All right. I mean, what number are we looking for? I just don't think UL Monroe is going to score very much this morning. But yesterday, Marshall had 28 threes on him. I mean, App State's not going to hit 15 threes. They're not going to hit 10 threes. So let's just keep an eye on that here. Keep an eye on that one. I'll have this up. And Adam, we got Ronnie Lofton's early action. Stetson over 149.5. App State -15.5, looking very good early. Lipscomb -6.5. North Texas first half here. It is great to see all of you guys. We got the nuke worker ready to get to work. Billy Friedrich, great job with Pig Milk. Play of the day. Pig Milk cashing. Charleston cashing. Let's get this weekend started with pig tits. We have Sham in the house, Spooner as well. Morgan, Spooner, Mercyhurst, Lipscomb, Buffalo +2.5, Middle Tennessee, Utah State, and Furman. So we lost with Monmouth yesterday. We cashed with Georgia State, the action that we had together. So we are now 10-2 on bets we've made that are the same. 10-2 this year in college basketball. And there's one today, Utah State. Now, he got a better line than me. You got 3.5. I got 4.5. Utah State. Mark Stasowski in the house. Great to see you, Mark. We got lots of action coming from Cappers in the chat. I love to see it. Taint play of the day is in. Buffalo +2.5. Taint is in. The Bulls, the mighty Bulls of Buffalo. Taint is in. Paint is in. Coin in the house. We have saturated. And look at that. I just received these are the messages you want to receive. Message from our friend Ron Crawford to let me know that the corner of Spoons and Bag Boulevard is not alone. Ron Crawford, Spoons and the Bag, all of us on the last college basketball game of the night. Always nice to have a little action on the last game of the night. We're all on Utah State. Ron Crawford joining us on Utah State. Ron Crawford! We have the nuke worker also on Buffalo +2.5. So we have the corner of Taint and Nuke Boulevard. Sounds like a nice place to be. We have the first smash play of the week in UFC from Kong's Clips. Charles Johnson moneyline, Jean Silva moneyline at +104. +104. Kong's Clips first smash of the year of 2026 in business. We have Von Polo in the house. Von Polo, I've been thinking about you. How is your pops, man? How's dad? Hope that he's still healing. Thinking about you, Von Polo in the house. Christopher Ing, ready to get to work. Christopher, I'm going to try. Christopher Ing asking if I'll be on Razor's big stream for the Pegasus tomorrow. Razor Sharp Picks big horse racing stream. I got the kids solo tomorrow. So I'm not sure. It's not like my wife is just out. She's got like a really important thing that she's doing. And so I'm going to try. I can definitely get there for Pegasus, but I'd like to be there for more. Slatsy says Mitch Marner returns to Toronto for the first time since signing with Vegas. Yes, we are going to talk about that here very, very soon, Slatsy, because of course, you know what I do. Part of my enjoyment in life, I fade the Leafs. I fade them and I fade them and I fade them. I have their underseason point total. I'm fading them tonight. Daniel Hernandez says Nets plus 8.5 is the best bet on the board. And Twisted, dog play today. We're right there. I'm right with you on Radford. I'm a little nervous because, as I told you, I was going to go back to the well with Citadel every game until the market caught up. And I meant to be on Radford 2 days ago. I was a late cut. And I'm a little nervous that I'm late to the party, but just in time for the funeral. A little nervous here, but we'll see how it bangs out. North Texas under here. I got Daniel Hernandez, Brooklyn Nets. I have moved on that game. I am on the under. I'm on the under in that one. I'm going to follow through. You know, as different cappers get in your head, and it's helpful for me when they do. AM's in my head, and AM is keeping everything very clean. You know, the angles and the trends that he attacks, he's just kept it clean. He's just focusing on those. And I've got one that works for me. So why not bet at every opportunity I have? And that is the double-digit spreads on the first of a back-to-back, betting the under. It cashes for me a lot. And the Celtics, I know the Celtics have gone from 10.5 to 8.5, so they're not double-digit favorite anymore, but they're the two of the three slowest paced teams in the league. I had to bet it. Bet it. Let's keep rocking. Oh, it's AM on this over 144.5. Well, that will be helpful to talk about. Look, UL Monroe's made it 10-9 all of a sudden. Great to see all of you guys. Von Polo. Von Polo is going through physical therapy right now. Okay, well, I'm very glad to hear that we have the improved. So, okay, well, AM's on the over, so we can keep an eye on all of that. Swaggy in the house. Jose Perez, Michael Johnson. Okay, it's great. We got everybody's action, I believe. Thank you, guys. The wild game was a sweat last night. Michael Johnson. Man Bear Pig on Pacers, money line plus 850. And there is our guy, the Goracle, with a $5 super chat dono to bless our action. The Goracle in the house. Goracle will be rocking with us on our NFL Pub Hub Sunday stream as well. There's nasty Nate Celtics second quarter. Oh man, Christopher Ing for life, man. And now that we're almost done football, which means my live streams for a short period of time will come to an end, and we'll get right back in the horses. Michael Johnson going to Santa Anita tomorrow. Jealous. Von Polo on Brooklyn team total under, but Christopher Ing for life. For life, man. If you can't make it San Antonio this year, we'll meet up at a horse track at some point over the next little while. Unfortunately, when I get to LA in the summer, Santa Anita is not running. But Pubapalooza 5, not far away. Man, I'm pumped up, dude. I need it so bad. We have this Arctic fucking front here in Toronto. I mean, it's like, you know, it's so cold. It just makes you hate everything, strangers, everything. So right now in Toronto, it is 10 Fahrenheit. It will go down to -5 Fahrenheit tonight, which is -21 Celsius. That's the actual weather. That's not even the wind chill. Get me down to San Antonio and get me a goddamn drink. All right. And Topset got the Rainbow Six ready to go for tomorrow. Dina Baby in the house. Kent Davies, Jim Dewigger. Great to see all of you guys. Nasty Nate in the house. Let's get to work. Yeah, it's just awful, Michael Johns. It's just awful. I mean, the kids, though. Kids are great, man. They're so malleable. Is that the right word? Let's get to work. Let's bring on our first guest and let's attack this NHL card. We're loving rocking with our next guest. He caps with a different style than us. I just like the consistency, the accountability, keeping it clean. I like everything about it. I like everything about what he's doing. I'm looking forward to cap the card with him. Please welcome on a Friday, no less, AM Sportspicks in the house. AM, what's good, man? How are you?
Good. Happy it's Friday. I'm all prepared for this winter storm about to roll through the U.S. But yeah, other than that, doing pretty well.
Oh, it's so cold, and it's going to be so cold for a long time here. Like, there's no end in sight.
Yeah.
But look, at all I need to do is read Nasty Nate say 60 more sleeps, man. Just get me to San Antonio, man. Spooner and I get in early on Wednesday. I can taste the Jameson already. I'm pumped up, man. Spenny is saying it's brutal here. It's so cold. You know, it's so funny though, man. I'm like, I want to complain. My kids got big smiles on their faces.
Oh yeah, I bet.
They have big smiles. They have no problem. So if they're not going to complain, I'll only complain to you guys. I won't complain to them. Let's get to work. We have a massive game that we get started with. And also you are on the over in this, and UL Monroe is taking the lead. We have a total of 146.5. Just so let's not go to hockey right now, Jose. I just touch on this because I'm interested in moving live in this game. Probably should have backed UL Monroe because they lost by 60 and Marshall at 28 threes, but I was afraid to do that. What is your thoughts on, and what was your model telling you for this one?
So this is not a model or anything. This is just a system I've been using the entire season. It's done really well. If there's a double-digit favorite and the total's under 150, bet the over. And I've done that all season.
I was reading that Kent Davies was coming to pub, and I got so pumped up, and I just lost I'm still so excited about some warmth and some friends and some gambling. Can you hit me with that again? What was that?
Yep. So I just scan opening lines, and if there's a I said it wrong. If there's a favorite of 15 points or more and the total is 150 or less, I bet the over every single time blindly. And the funny thing is the winning percentage on it is significantly higher if the line goes against me. So I think these lines get manipulated like crazy because I was on the Hawaii over last night. I was the only game that fit it. The game went like 3 points away from the opening line towards the under, sailed over, no problem. And I see this consistently. I actually like if I get positive line movement, I'm more nervous about it than if it tanks the other direction. I think it's, money in the bag already.
Wow, that's wildly fascinating. Well, let's keep an eye on the UL Monroe App State spot for a couple reasons. First, App is clearly going to overlook UL Monroe. So maybe if they get down double digits, maybe they wake up and maybe we have interest in them live. Let's keep an eye on the total. So let's keep an eye on both. Maybe we can make some moves here. Spooner says, after Trevor got done thrashing UL Monroe, I said it was a great buy low for a team with one D1 win, and jokingly gave out UL Monroe money line. No, I mean, look, if this was NBA, I'd be on them. But it's just a little hesitant after the last 2 weeks of college basketball. But let's roll here, and there is TJ in the house. TJ says 60 days. Yeah, Spoon's coming too, man. We're all pumped. And there is Nut Flush Allen in the house. Says, thanks, Jimmy. I think Noah definitely understood loud and clear. That's funny. Nut Flush, we need you a Pubapalooza. Okay, let's get to work, but we need you a Pubapalooza too. Let's get to work. AM. We start at 7 p.m. Eastern. Vegas Golden Knights 24-13-12, 12-6-6 on the road. It's amazing, that record. 24, 13, and 12, and just sitting back in the driver's seat of the Pacific Division. You have won, less than half of your games in regulation, and you're sitting there bringing in Rasmus Anderson, about to have the first seed in the division. It's wild. At the Toronto Maple Leafs, 24, 17, and 9, 16, 6, and 6 at home at Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Ontario. There's Troy Torrance in the house. Great to see you, Troy. Huge weekend ahead of us, my friend. I still haven't hedged the Rams bet yet, by the way. And it's good because this line's moved a little bit, made it a little bit easier to take the Seahawks on the money line. I'm still just calculating the exact number I want, and it's going down. It's going down because I'm a gambler. I'm on the Rams. I'm just trying to cover my action. I'm not trying to make any money. I'm trying to cover my futures. So we'll be talking more about that. Billy Friedrich says Vegas 2-3 on the second game of back-to-backs on the road this season. I think, and we'll hear from AM, that angles, trends, and things like that we just throw out the window. This is a game that's very important to these two hockey teams. We saw it when Austin Matthews, I forget the reporter he was talking to, but before the Vegas game said, stop asking me questions about Mitch. We don't want to talk about Mitch anymore. You could tell that there's some very seriousness happening. Slatsy says Carlo, Ekman, Larson, and Nylander all out or day-to-day. Doesn't Vegas want this one from Marner? Look, I'm on Vegas. It was easy. It was not difficult. I'm not sure. Do we have Aiden Hill between the pipes for Vegas? I know he's come back from injury and he was listed, but I find it hard to believe that they would have him in net for this game. But
not confirmed yet.
Unconfirmed. 2-1 and
Stolars is confirmed though.
Sorry, who's
Stolars is confirmed though?
It's nuts that Stolars is going to be in net here, and he is like a vocal, emotional goaltender, and to be thrown in the fire like this.
I've been impressed with Wall. I'm surprised they'd go away from him here.
It's absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. So, you know what? You know what's funny is that I saw that Stolars was listed. I didn't even write him down. I was like, come on. I was like, they're not going to throw him into the fire. I wrote Wool down. Okay. TJ says, give me the Knights. Matty I says, Austin P minus 15.5 and totals 146.5. Is AM saying to bet the over then? Sorry to switch. Take a look at that while I keep setting up here, unless you have it in front of you. So he's talking about Austin P 15.5 point favorites and that total going to 146.5.
I only go off of the opening line. If it gets there off line movement, I don't chase it.
Nate, my action starts at 3 p.m. And Justin's action starts at 5:30. And we have so many games today. So we weren't just going to cap just the cap. Look, I've made 7 bets. And so we're going to hit those. And again, I start at 3 p.m. So I've got afternoon action for you. I just didn't find angles that I trusted in the early games at this point. So I apologize for that. But let's roll here. Vegas, 4th ranked power play, 26.5%. The penalty killing, okay, 80.2%. Then we have Toronto, 16.9% power play, ranked 24th, and 83.3% penalty killing here. Let's get into the line history and the injury report. At this point, I thought that this would be the game that Rasmus Henderson would play because you don't need the work visa. But I don't know if he will be in. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, after all the horrible things I said about him when he was bought out by the Canucks, it was another bad decision by the Canucks. I mean, he's been quite good this year, and I'm not sure if he will be in the lineup for him or Brandon Carlo, two very important defensemen. And Will Nylander out, which takes me off of the under as well. So that's the situation here. The Toronto power play has been quite a bit stronger over the last 2 or 3 weeks. But again, Nylander out again. I'm not entirely sure if that's what we if that would appeal to anybody here. We have the 6-5 game from last week, which I would want to zag. But I don't know what the hell we're going to get from Stolars. This line's moved to minus 122 for Vegas. It opened up at minus 113. Now it's actually minus 123 for Vegas. And I bet it is pretty much as soon as I could get my eyes off of college basketball. I got the minus 116 on the Vegas Golden Knights. From a total perspective here, We have this at 6 minus 119 to the over, 6.5 juice to the under. And the way I really see it is the Leafs players try to cut the noise out from the media. They know what it's like here in Toronto. And I don't know, they don't hate Mitch Marner. But I tell you what, the Vegas Golden Knights want to win this game for Mitch Marner in Toronto. I think there's more motivation for Vegas than there is for Toronto. And it's not easy. Or sorry, it's not hard for me to fade the Toronto Maple Leafs. So I'm on the Vegas Golden Knights. AM, take it away. Our first game on the board.
Yeah, there's a system I use that puts me on Vegas here. I think both teams are in pretty good form. Just so from X's and O's, I don't really have a strong lean either way. I would probably lean towards the under. This Leafs penalty kill it's really good. I mean, it's if it's not number one in the league, it will be very soon.
And you know who is number one in the league now? Chicago Blackhawks.
Wow, that's actually surprising.
Yeah,
but
sorry, keep rolling.
Yeah, I mean they do a great job. I mean, zone entries are very difficult on the power play against the Leafs. They do a really good job at forcing forcing an issue right at the blue line. So I'm on the Knights here. I think the spot also is pretty good. It's just, whenever there's a big important game for the Leafs at home, it's usually a spot I like to bet against them. They Toronto, it's a tough place to play, especially when you have it's going to be a packed stadium. There's going to be a lot of pressure on them to get the job done tonight. Leafs struggle in these spots. So I'm on the Knights here. Didn't really overthink it too much.
And our guy AM puts all this action out on Discord, so all the gold and silver members get it as soon as it's bet. And AM, what did you get?
I got minus 117 money line on the Knights.
We are lockstep. Knights. I guess I'd be interested in the Maple Leafs team total under. I rarely take dogs team total unders. I only take favorites, and then I want to keep it clean here. I want the Knights. I expect the Knights, and I want to keep it clean. Let's roll on to our next spot on the board here. 7 p.m. Eastern, Tampa Bay Lightning, 31-13-4. It's mind-boggling what Tampa's being able to do. Cirelli day-to-day, Braden Point out, Hedman out, Ryan McDonough out. And yet this team just rolls on. I have been just very, very impressed by the group. They're coming off their second straight win. Their only loss was a 3-2 shootout loss at St. Louis. I've not handled the Lightning well at all, but that was the loss that snapped their 11-game winning streak. So this is a team that's won 13 of 14 games. I mean, look at their two losses. In their two losses, over the last 16 games, they allowed 2 goals in regulation, or 4 combined. I mean, this is just a team rolling right now. You have Chicago on the second half of a back-to-back. Billy Friedrich saying Chicago 2-4 straight up on the back end of back-to-backs. And the Lightning are on the first of a back-to-back. They play at Columbus tomorrow night. Tampa's been doing this with a very weak power play, which is, I guess, Hedman being out, 20.7%, 14th, but the third-ranked penalty kill in the league. These teams are really close to each other, going all the way down to 7th, which is the Sabres, that top 7, all within about 2% of each other. Chicago, the number 1 penalty kill in the league. Tampa Bay, number 3, and the Leafs at number 5 here. Chicago power play ranked 12th, and as I said, and they had an okay okay penalty kill last night, despite Jason Dickinson being sick. Dickinson was sick last night. In that big win. Nothing here appeals to me, honestly. Let's take a look at the line history. I mean, I don't. Well, we have a 6. It's minus 111 to the over. This opened up at 6.5, minus 116 to the under, and it lasted there for 40 minutes. Moved to 6. Since then, it's been a 3-cent move to the under, but that was a pretty legitimate move towards the under. And then on the money line, Lightning minus 305. It's been a huge move towards them. Opened up minus 253. And then, Soderblom in net, 867 save percentage. He's been trash. And Philly Eagle Flyer Hawks goal in the first period again. And we heard Bobano talking about that angle that's been so successful for him. And it's, it's like the minus 300 fade sort of, but you're only taking that 20 minutes. Just get me a goal in the first 20 minutes. Take it away, AM Lightning, Blackhawks at United Center.
Yeah, I got nothing on this game myself. I mean, at this price, I can't really advocate for anyone to take the Lightning. I think they probably do win here, but yeah, I mean, good luck turning a profit throughout the season if you're taking teams like this. But the one thing I probably would lean on is I'd probably be looking at the under, even though the Lightning do score a lot. They score a bit more on the road. This Blackhawks team plays much more towards the under at home, and I think I don't think they're gonna try to get into an up and down game with the Lightning. They've been more of a defensive focused team, and they found success by doing that. So I think the under is probably a decent look. Probably going to be when you look at the two teams, it's, you wouldn't think there's a lot of talent out there, a lot of goal potential, but I think this is probably a bit of a tighter game. But yeah, I think Lightning probably do get the job done. So.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it would be a parlay piece if I gambled that way, which I don't. So I'm going to leave that one alone. We have Noah in the house joining us from SoCal. We talked about him yesterday. I respect the strength of him showing up in the chat. I respect it, man. Noah checking in. Noah, what are the sports that you cap? Be interested to hear. We have the future here in the chat. Young Noah Bawardi in the house. Viper NB in the house says his only play is Dallas -1. That's the next game that we are getting into. And I like that Noah's showing. We talked about him. This is Skylar's first boyfriend here. Not Flush Allen's youngest daughter. A person we care about enormously. I respect it, man. I respect Noah showing up. Let's get to work here for our next spot on the board. 8 p.m. Eastern. St. Louis Blues 19-23-8, 7-14-3 on the road. At the Dallas Stars 28-14-9, 13-7-3 at home. We are at American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. So I put my action in last night. I love this card. I think there's a lot of money to make in this card. I've attacked a couple spots, and this was the only bet I didn't make because the line was moving against me. And as much as I think St. Louis is bad and even worse on the road, I've not handled them that well. I'm not sitting here. I can't. How am I not? This team's 19-23-8, and I fade them a lot. And for whatever reason, I don't pick the right spots all the time. We expect Hofer to be in that. Do you expect Joel Hofer to be in that?
I think so, honestly. Hofer's really been the goalie that's been giving him a chance to win. I'd be shocked for them to go away from him here. I guess it's possible, but Hofer's been quietly really good recently.
I like Hofer. I didn't know what to make of him hiding when Binnington didn't want to come out of the game. I didn't think it was necessarily a bad thing. I don't know. I didn't know where to. Yeah. I didn't know. I've never seen it, so I didn't know where to place it. Jake Ottinger, 17, 10, and 4, 2.72 goals against average, 901 save percentage, 2 shutouts. DeSmith was in last night. So the Blues are on the first of a back-to-back. They host the Kings tomorrow night, and then the Stars, failed. That really upset me. I wanted the Jackets, but that goddamn 6-2. Well, watching these games, and that's why I think I need to read The Undoing Project again, because watching these games gets in your head, gets in your subconscious, and messes with you. And it messed with me here in that one. But I want Dallas here. This line's moving heavily against Dallas, and I'm going to not care. I'm going to not care. And maybe I'll wait to hear AM's breakdown on it, but we're down to a -147. -145 was that low point. Got there a couple times. Got there at 10:12 a.m. Got there again at 11:25 a.m. I wanted to bet this last night. I saw it move from -175 to -165. I was like, okay, I'll wait. Well, I have had to continue to wait. From a total standpoint here, we have a 6. It's -121 to the under. It opened up a 5.5 juice to the over, and it moved up very, very quickly. Take it away for us here, AM. Blues, Stars.
Yeah, it looks like there was a recent solid move to the Stars here, about maybe 10 cents, pretty recent, I think in the last hour or so. But yeah, I'm on the Blues here. Stars on a back-to-back. I'm more so on them just because I have a system that points to them. I like these ugly teams. Surprised to see it looks like there is a fair amount of interest on them today. Probably just has to do with how bad the Stars have been of recent. I mean, from X's and O's, it's hard for me to really advocate for the Blues. Stars are definitely the better team. I just wonder. I think this Stars team just. I don't know exactly what's wrong with them. They just are really struggling. I almost kind of wonder if they need this all-star break sooner than later to kind of get back on track and reset. I'm on the Blues, money line plus 150. Hopefully I see Hofer because I think Hofer will give them a very real chance to win. I don't really have much opinion on the total, but yeah, just Blues for me here.
Richard Van City says actually a home and home, but St. Louis plays the extra game in between when they host the Kings tomorrow night. I get it. I don't mean to dive too deep into the psychology of a situation, and we should move on to the next game. But when Robertson scored both of those goals 2 nights ago, he didn't smile. He didn't do anything. When he sniped it top corner from that very difficult angle, it was absolutely beautiful shot as you'll ever see, other than maybe Steve Yzerman's overtime winner against the Blues in fucking 89. But if I did that on my team, if I sniped a shot that's just magic and I just acted like it was all business, my friends would punch me in the stomach. They'd laugh at me. They'd push me. They'd pet my face. Nobody smiled though. And I was like, what the hell's going on? It's just a library in here. We're not going to scoring a goal is one of the greatest feelings you're going to get in life. And they're just going to so maybe I should stay a little bit off of this. Wow. Look at that 128.5 now in that UL Monroe App State game. Of course, wow. I'm going to try not to throw this mic, but of course I should have just gone back to the well and trusted it. And Slatsy saying Robert Thomas and Jordan Kyrou are available at a price. Not sure where the Blues headspace is. I wouldn't want Kyrou, but I would want Robert Thomas. Let's just quickly touch on this St. Louis injury report. Robert Thomas out until January 29th. Pius Suter out till the 27th. Look, I think the Blues are just a bad hockey team, and I want to fade them as much as possible. I don't know if maybe I should just heed the market's advice and stay off of this.
There's been some good movement back towards the Stars. So it does seem like there is some interest towards Dallas because Circa had a minus 146 for the Stars at 10, and now at noon minus 155. So
yeah, I'll keep it in mind as we move forward. But I've hammered these last few games on the card. And I'm interested in more. Let's roll on. Next up for us, 9 p.m. Eastern, Philadelphia Flyers, 23-17-9, 11-9-4 on the road. Colorado Avalanche, 34-5-9, 21-4 at home. Ball Arena in Denver, Colorado. There was some talk from Steve G, who knows this Colorado team, inside out. And with this Avalanche team, he was saying, you don't have your captain. You don't have Devon Taves. I mean, Kiviranta and LOC are not there too, but it's your captain Devon Taves, and something is lost, and I think there's some legitimacy to that. We also have, and look at that, the Swiggy saying Stars are the most public spot of the day on covers. Thank you, Mills. I don't know if we can get that up in time because we're almost done NHL. I don't know if Jose can, so I hope he can, but thank you. Swiggy says Avs put up 42 shots last game, scored 1 goal. I watched most of it. And I moved on the Avs live. And, it was just one of those spots where, the Ducks goaltender was spectacular. I mean, he was just unbelievable. And we see it happen here. But look who they're going to be facing tonight. Is it going to be Samuel Ursin or Alexei Kolosov? They're both trash. I expect they probably bounce back in a huge, huge way. But I am hesitant still. Maybe it's just because of what I saw. Maybe it's the price. I mean, what the hell am I going to do with the price? Price is extremely expensive. This 6.5 is the total. Opened up minus 115 to the under. Now it's minus 106 to the under. So we had to move towards the over. I guess that makes sense. If you expect goals to be scored on Colorado, that's a bit of a problem. We have a minus 280 here on Colorado. A minus 280. Opened up minus 300. Now minus 280. I guess it just not much appeals to me here. Richard Van Cee said Flyers have given up 5 or more goals in 6 of their last 7 games. Take it away for us here, AM. Is there any interest in this one?
Yep. I moved on the Flyers last night. I got a plus 250. I don't mind taking these big dogs. So there's a system that I'm using here. When a team has a big upset, like the Avalanche just did against the Ducks, bet against them again. And so that's exactly what I'm going to be doing with the Flyers. The Flyers, I think they're going to come in, you can say the Avalanche are going to be pretty pissed off as well, but I could say the same thing with the Flyers. They had that game in hand against the Mammoth, played a great game, and just completely, shit the bed. I don't know how else to describe it.
Did you see the empty netter with a minute and a half
yeah,
left?
I mean, if that's not a game that's going to piss you off with Tocchet, I don't know what will. So I'm going to take a shot with them. I don't think this Avalanche team is they're an amazing team. They've been incredible all season. But in this current form, I don't think they necessarily should be commanding this price. Maybe you can say maybe like a minus 240, something like that, but almost 300. No, I don't think so. So yeah, Flyers plus 250 for me.
Flyers plus 250, and Ronnie Lofton has turned the game off now. 2020 here at Yeoman App State. God, it's so frustrating. I guess I'm trying to get away from totals generally, but all right. And I almost put it in 4 minutes before the show. I was like, fuck it, let's just get it. All right. Flyers 250 here for AM. Yeah, I'm not interested in it. We roll on. Next up, we have 9 p.m. Eastern. Washington Capitals 24-21-6, 10-11-3 on the road. The Calgary Flames 21-24-5, 13-8-3 at home. Scotiabank Saddledome in Calgary, Alberta. Capitals are on the first of a back-to-back. They play at the Oilers tomorrow night. And what I would like to do here, I want to fade Washington as much as possible, even with Tom Wilson in the lineup. You take out Tom Wilson from this lineup, and he's back. He's back. God, that's going to help them. Let's just go into this. Wow. Now, this isn't a star player being back. This is like your big brother coming back. And that is a huge, huge deal that he is back for this. They're coming off 4 straight losses. They lost 4-3 to Vancouver, a shocking result. They got up 2-0, and they just stopped playing. Wilson was back for that game. 20 minutes and 20 seconds he played, and only 1 hit. Wow, well, Wilson back. Slat says Dustin Wolf is confirmed for the Flames. Logan Thompson, we expect to be in that for the Capitals. Logan Thompson hasn't looked nearly as good lately. Calgary is the worst power play in the league, but the Capitals penalty killing is pretty weak. The Calgary Flames penalty killing is their strong suit. But the Flames now have given up Rasmus Anderson, and I'm hesitant to. I mean, these are just 2 teams I don't want to back. But Wilson back for now his 2nd game on a 4-game losing streak. I know that the Flames have lost the last 2 games, but I wonder if this should just be moved on, despite me not liking the Capitals. TJ is on the under here. This has got to be an angry Capitals squad. This line's at minus 126. Opened up minus 133, got up to minus 145, now down to minus 126. I just don't think they're a very good hockey. They're as good as the market deems them, but maybe this is a fair line. This is a flat 6. With Logan Thompson playing poorly and the Capitals not defending well, I mean, I love Flames unders, so I get why TJ is on them. Let's hear what our guy AMS say about this one. Take it away, Capitals, Flames.
Yeah, I got a system that's putting me to the Capitals here, and now it's reached a price that I probably could move on it. I'm honestly just gonna stay away though. I typically don't like to move on something unless the opening line allows me to. Yeah, it's hard to want to back the Capitals in this current form that they're in. I mean, I think both teams have been pretty bad, but yeah, I don't really have much of opinion on the game as a whole. I guess it leaned towards the under, I suppose, but um, yeah, I don't have any interest in this game in any way. So just easy pass.
And I'm sure, wow, look at that. 50% of the tickets, 93% of cash on Calgary. You know, maybe I should just move on the Capitals. Losers of 4 straight. I mean, they got to be locked and loaded. I mean, this is unacceptable. 4 straight losses. I'm going to sit with it a little bit longer. Let's get into our next spot on the board. 10 p.m. Eastern. New Jersey Devils 26-22-2, 14-3-0 on the road at the Vancouver Canucks, 17-28-5, 5-14-3 at home at Rogers Arena in Vancouver, BC. Jacob Markstrom and Kevin Lankinen are listed. Markstrom is bad. I wonder if he tries a little harder back in Vancouver. I doubt it. 882 save percentage this year. Kevin Lankinen, 887 save percentage. Vancouver finally getting a win, and I'm fading them again. I don't care. Luke Hughes is hurt now. I'm on the under point total for the Devils. I did not, but I was this second year in a row, so it's not like and I lost it last year. But Luke Hughes being out's a big deal. He's been playing a ton of ice time. He's been playing really quality. And Vancouver's starting to get healthier. They have Bluger back healthy, and he's just showcasing to be traded. Hedl, Demko, Rossi, Forbort, and Breezeball all out here. And Ron Crawford is on the Devils in regulation here. That is his spreadsheet play of the day. I took the Devils on the -1 line with 40 kid. And I got a pretty nice number on the -1 line, one that I wanted, plus 108. Got plus 108, just under minus. I got -149 on the money line, plus 169 on the puck line. And when we get into the line history here, we have. Sorry, here we go. We have this as a 6. It's -110 to the over. Opened up at 5.5, heavily juiced to the over. Quickly moved to 6. And then on the money line, we have the Devils at -154. There was a 9-cent move, I guess, an hour ago. I mean, nobody wants to be too involved in them. TJ saying Hedl might be back. Well, I look forward to watch him last a shift. Watch him skate if he goes into the corner, his career is going to be over. So we'll just wait until that happens. That's what happens when you trade for. I mean, Pospisil coming back, you can't have a tough guy with concussion issues. You can't. I mean, we saw it with Furland. I mean, these guys. Now Hedl's not a tough guy, but if you're going to be a second or third line center, you better go into the corner. And if he goes in the corner, his career is over. TJ, it would make a difference, and it might make a difference early. Hedl has a ton of skill. The problem is that his head's messed up, and this is just too violent of a sport. Take it away for us, AM. Floor's yours, my man.
Yeah, I got nothing on this game myself personally. No systems for me either. Only thing I will say is I think this line is pretty short on the Canucks. I don't understand it personally. Why I would probably advocate that the Devils are a better team than the Capitals and they're in better form. And the line, they're smaller dogs here than they were against the Capitals. While I would, X's and O's, I would say this is a no-brainer Devil spot. I would probably tread a little lightly just because I think the line's a little questionable. But I got nothing on this game. As far as a total, see if anything stands out. Probably lean towards probably Probably lean towards the over, but I got nothing on this game. I'm not betting it at all.
Psychologically, the issue with the Canucks at home is they're booed, they're heckled when they walk down the streets.
I'm
so
sure.
they've won 5 of 22 games at home regulation. They're a much better road team. Now, I'm still going to fade them on the road nonstop, but because they can get out of Vancouver, get away from the noise, get away from all the anger. This is, just a team that's despised by the city. Despised. 48 points scored in that first half. God damn it.
Do you think this line's like priced correctly? I mean, does it seem a little off? I kind of think it, like I would kind of almost expect Devils maybe minus 165, 170. Minus 150 is a little short in my opinion. That's the only thing that's, from X's and O's that would make me hesitate just a little bit.
It didn't for me, just because the Devils, the way I see this Devils hockey team is that they're trash. Now, I know that they won the first 2 games of this road trip playing very defensive, but before they won 4 or 5, they'd lost 4 in a row. They'd lost 8 of 10. So they've scored 3 goals in regulation to start this road trip. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. 40 Kid said he'd be more comfortable with Jake Allen, but still he is on the Devils. We also have Central Connecticut State team total over from Matty Ice here. Let's roll on. 10 p.m. Eastern with the New York Rangers at San Jose Sharks. We're at the SAP Center in San Jose, California, and we have something very exciting here. We have our guy, MMA Locker Room, Money Mills, and we will be tracking him. This is the Mills Prop Shop and our foray into every we're not sure if it's going to be every show. We'd like it to be, but we'll see how it bangs out. Please sit back and hear a prop bet from our guy, MMA Locker Room, on Rangers Sharks.
All right, let's go ahead and get it started, man. Welcome to the whatever segment we calling it, man. Whatever it is, it's nice on the ice, man. And you got Mills here and you got Jimmy the bag. So let's go ahead and get it started and get you guys some bags, man. Now, San Jose Sharks taking on the New York Rangers. I'm looking at my boy, Macklin Celebrini, second-year player in this game, man. Now, let me tell you about the history on this guy, man. Coming from Boston University, balled as a freshman, 32 goals, 32 assists in only 38 games. Made him the #1 draft pick. Now, let's talk about how he's going to match up against the New York Rangers. The New York Rangers, when you look at them, they're allowing 28 shots against on the goal per game. And, San Jose Sharks put up about 25. Macklin Celebrini on the season, man, let's talk about it. 24 goals, 48 assists, 72 points. Now, his last 5 games, he went over 3.5 shots on goal at a great percentage. I like him to go over 3.5 shots on goal this time. 22 shots on goal in his last 5. Macklin Celebrini has been as advertised. I'm going to be taking him in this spot. Let's go ahead and lock him in. That's the first player prop that I like for you guys. Stay tuned, and I'll give you guys one more.
Macklin Celebrini, our guy Macklin Celebrini from North Shore Winter Club, Vancouver. There we go from our guy Money Mills in the house. So I, just like Justin McKelvey, I'm not an over better. I did bet the over in this game. I had to. I felt forced to. But with this situation and the Sharks coming back from a long road trip, now, if they had have flown back yesterday and played today, I would already be on the Rangers. Now, they didn't. They got that extra day, which I think is crucial. It was a tough 4-game trip that they played pretty well in. They won 3-2 at Washington, lost 4-2 at Detroit, beat Florida 4-1, and then lost a 4-1 to Tampa. And shout out to our guy WT down in Costa Rica in the house. And look at this. It says, my Tika daughter turns 24. What a life in Costa Rica. We love you, man. We love you, man. You inspire us, WT, to be great. And someday we, too, can be gambling down in Costa Rica. The Rangers are a garbage fire. We get it. Their power play has been very good. Their goaltending has been very bad. I don't think Quick was at fault, really, for those goals. I think he actually played okay in that 4-3 loss at the Kings. they did beat Philly, but Philly was such a mess, and it did start the road trip. But they also get a couple days off in the warmth as well. And I didn't know what, I knew I wanted the over. I got the over pretty early. I got the 6.5 at minus. I think I beat the move slightly. I got the over 6.5 minus 125. I bet 365 last night. But what's happened here is I want the Rangers now. And it's a sickening thing to say out loud. But here the Sharks are coming back. The Sharks are favorites. Look, we're easily going to cash their win total over 70.5 points. They've been great. And Millsy on Macklin, Celebrini is a beast. In saying all that, it's hard for me not to think that there's enough lead. Look, I believe in JT Miller. I know a lot of people don't. I just think that there's enough here. And look at this line move. Good God, I didn't realize that. Plus 115 down to minus 104. I mean, that takes some of the shine off of it, but I guess I just agree with it. And it took me a while to get there. This wasn't a bet I was going to be. This is basically, I woke up and I was like, you know what? I think it is a Rangers spot. There's been a 5-cent move to the over from minus 125 to minus 130. WT, happy birthday to your daughter, my friend. AM Sportspicks, Rangers, Sharks. I've got Nedeljkovic versus Johnny Quick listed. Take it away here, your plan of attack.
Yeah, I'm on the Rangers here. There's a system pointing me towards them. Also, just looking at it, it's kind of a nasty little spot here for the Sharks. Come home off that road trip just to go back on the road after this game. I don't see them really. This could be a game that they actually look over a little bit. You said it as well. The Sharks. Look, the Sharks have been a great team to bet on. We've all made, money on spots with them. But I still don't think Sharks should be favorites. And if they are, it should be very rare. I get that the Rangers, there's been they've been horrible. I mean, they've been bad. Media coverage. What was it? Their owner saying that they're going to just basically sell off everyone. I like the Rangers here. I got them last night at plus 114. And as far as total, let's see. Yeah, I'd probably lean towards the over as well. But this, like I said, I think the biggest thing here is this is a nasty spot for the Sharks. I mean, to come home off that road trip just to go back on the road. How much are they going to be focusing on this game? There might be some off ice distractions. So, yeah, Rangers for me.
I like it. I like the look a lot. And I'm going to join you here. You got plus 114?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I'm on the Rangers at plus 114. I'm on the over 6.5. I'm going to add the Rangers. I'm not going to add the Rangers team total. Even though it worked, God, the Predators got me out of the fire. I was in the dumps, man. The dumps when it was 3-0.
I had a system. So the only reason why I didn't bet that one yesterday was because so there was a system that was on the Senators, but they didn't meet it by price. But there was a system that Predators met in full price and everything. I just got spooked off because when there's conflicting systems on both sides, they usually just try to stay away. But
avoid it. Well,
yeah,
I tell you
like
what,
your look on the Predators. So
I tell you what, it does not work. James Reimer may have had one good game and may have cost us a little bit of money, but I'm going to be fading him every single time he's between the pipes with the opponent's team total over and going up against them. It doesn't work like this. If he spent the whole year in AHL, completely different story. This guy was not playing, and it just doesn't work like that. You can't at 37 years old just come in and be good. You weren't good at 27. Fuck, you're going to be good at 37. I mean, so it doesn't matter that he had one good game. We fade James Reimer You think hockey's easy, James? You can just take the first half of the year off, come in and be number one goaltender. If you do, that's fine. I will bet against you every single time you step on the ice. Let's roll on here. Next spot on the board. Final spot on the board. This is a spot I hammered. And makes me obviously very uncomfortable to see Irish King on the Ducks and on the Ducks with confidence. I told you guys, look, after the Kraken lost that first game, I said they're going to sweep the rest of this homestand. I had a pretty good read on the Kraken of late, not when the year started, but of late. And I am going to stand by this. The Kraken are going to sweep the rest of the homestand. I do believe that will be the case. One of the big things is McCann. Jared McCann is a very, very good center, and he changes everything for this Kraken squad. This is a Kraken squad that's really healthy right now. Even Montour is back, and Anaheim is completely beaten up. Look, Anaheim's a better hockey team, than Seattle, but not without McTavish, Terry, Carlson, and Vetrano. Do you understand? So for people who don't understand, and they're not saying that the Ducks can't win or anything like that, but they're missing 4 of their top 2 lines. 4 players on their top 2 line. Now you could say, look, Beckett Seneca wasn't supposed to be the beast he is, or Cutter Gauthier is playing way better than we expected. So because of that, not only did I hammer Seattle for 2 units, of course it'll just count for 1. Well, actually, I did it so it would count for 2 here. I have them. I listed them on the money line and the -1 line with my action. So it is a double up, in that regard. And I did hit it for 2 units on with the -1 line involved, not just the money line. I hammered the -1 line too. I just look. We watched Dostal stand on his head and play spectacularly well. And this isn't a thing, we talked about yesterday in the Undoing Project by Kahneman, that the pilots would always have a worse flight if they are coming off of a great flight, or have a bad flight. Sorry, they'd always have a worse flight if they're coming off a great flight. And if they're coming off a great flight, they'd have, vice versa, whatever. Sorry, I'm barely sleeping right now. I can't talk clearly. But I don't really feel that way with goaltenders. Goaltenders can get hot, start believing in themselves. So I don't really feel like Dostal is vulnerable. Grubauer is playing better than Decord. I have Decord listed. You have 2 penalty killing units that are really weak. But watch this. Watch this Ducks penalty kill drop to 32nd in the NHL. Because you can't take these snipers off of the power play and keep rolling. So I made 2 moves here, and this line's gone slightly. Oh no, I guess it's not. It's not even moved. This total didn't move since 2:55 p.m. Yesterday. I am on the under. I'm on the under 6.5 at -120. I'm not sure if I'll add the first period under. I have some interest in it, but as I said, I hammered the Seattle Kraken here. From a money line standpoint, now, TJ joined me on this, and we were saying, is this line going to go with us or against us? Well, it's gone pretty heavily against us. That wasn't the case at first. This was moving in the right direction, but that has changed. This was a -133 at 1:30 in the morning. Now it's a minus. Oh shit! Sorry, I'm looking at the Sharks game. I thought something was up. Sorry, Seattle's. It's moved 1 cent. That's all. It has not moved. So I'm on the -115. I got the puck line at +140 thereabouts, +144. So my biggest investment of the night's on the Seattle Kraken. Take it away, AM, my man.
Yeah, my first thoughts when I saw this game, just going through the lines last night, was this line stinks. I think this is like the actual stinky line of the day. And I think this is we saw it with the Leafs when they went into Colorado and beat the Avalanche. Now the Ducks went do it in regulation. I think this is the letdown spot. I saw you and TJ move on the Kraken last night. I don't have any systems, so I'll think about it a little longer. But I didn't hate the look. I'll tell you that. I knew exactly what you guys were doing. I get it, and I thought, like I said, I thought the line is this is a line that the books are saying this is probably a letdown spot. Not to mention, this is if I'm betting the Kraken, these are the kind of spots I look for. Friday night. Seattle, they actually support this team, even if they suck. They will show up. Especially on a Friday night, this will be a packed house. I could definitely see the Kraken getting the job done here. So I would definitely be leaning Kraken. And as far as total, you know, I know you were talking about the under. I respect it. I don't know if I could get there. This Ducks team, there's a reason why they're just such an over team. You talked about it even with their penalty kill. They're sick. I mean, on the penalty kill, the second they get the puck, they're not trying to, kill off the time. They're trying to create offense. I honestly, it worked out great the first part of the season, but when you go and press and then you don't score and you create a massive odd man rush the other way, I think that's why their penalty kill is such a problem. So I'd probably lean towards the over personally, but the Kraken spot, yeah, I totally see it and I get it. Nothing for me though, official.
And you said it perfectly here too, because that after the Leafs beat the Avalanche 4-3, was that in overtime? I'm not sure.
It was overtime.
It was overtime. They lose 6-1 in Utah.
Oh yeah, get destroyed. The Avalanche is clear. They have a target on their back. Everyone knows what the top dog of the league. And if a team goes in there, gives their best effort, which teams are going to do that all the time now because they know that's the, that's basically that's the measuring stick. This is exactly where this is the definition of a flat spot right here. So, and
the Pacific, talking about the playoffs. God, it's such a funny situation with the Avalanche being so good and everyone else. The Western Conference looked so much stronger than the Eastern Conference at the beginning of the year. And now look at this. I mean, so the first wild card spot, Mammoth, 56 points. Second, Kraken at 53 points. Tied with the Sharks and the Kings, a point up on the Predators. Unbelievably, the Blackhawks are sitting here at 49 points. Honestly, if the Jets don't sell, they could make a run and get that wild card spot. That's not, while I'm saying that, let me just grab, we're going to be moving on to college basketball, and we do have another video for you guys here in a second, and we'll review all of our action here from our guy, AM Sportspicks. But let's just take a look here at what that number is for the Jets to make the playoffs, because if it's a huge number, it might be a fun bet to have in our pocket. The plus 450 to make the playoffs. What do you think of that?
I really don't have too much of a strong opinion on that either way. I normally, so with the futures, I pretty much purely rely on my models projections. Just I have a hard time with recency bias not affecting my judgment. So unfortunately it's crystal clear who's the top team, so any sort of cup future feels like just kind of hoping for the best. But as far as not making the playoffs, yeah, the Jets though, I haven't seen. I think they could sneak in potentially. I have them ranked 17th. It's tough. I think they have a uphill battle, but I suppose it could happen. I definitely think that what they've done on the season won't be what they do on the second half. There's only going to be improvement, but it's good. I think they're going to be one of those teams that's like, they're going to be in that tight battle at the end of the season, where they need a game or they need a team to lose. So, what were the odds you said you were getting?
450. I mean, the problem is not being back 6 points with 32 games left. To me, the problem is they have to jump over 4 teams: Blackhawks, Predators, Kings, Sharks.
Yeah,
Kraken.
I was looking at futures the other day actually, and because some of the odds are kind of strange, but then I was looking into it deeper. It's all built around basically what their division's looking like and what teams are in there. So. Because the Jets are in the division with the Wild and the Avalanche, I think there's a reason why it's that high.
You can cross over.
Yeah.
Take that. But I hear you. I don't, the problem is the Kraken I think are going to sweep this homestand. So I'm not going to move on to tonight. There's big show picks in the house. Just before we review AM's action here on the NHL card and go over mine once again, we have player prop number 2 here from our guy Money Mills. Jose, let's see it.
Mills, what's good, y'all? We back at it, man. And I've got a NHL player prop for you guys to get you guys on top, man. Now, look, man, it's like food. When you guys are shopping for your groceries, you got to go through the meat aisle, the potatoes, the vegetables. Then you get to the dessert, and that's the ice. Got the ice cream for you. Connor Bedard, I'm taking him. Over his shots on goal in this game. It's right around 3, and I like him to go over in this spot. Now, when you look at him, 18 shots on goal in his last 5. Taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning, a team who's allowing 26 shots against per game. Chicago Blackhawks right there under, averaging 25 per game, 21% in the power play. Now, Connor Bedard played this team 5 times already in his career. Out of those 5 games, he has 13 shots on goal. Tampa Bay Lightning is the way better team right now. But Chicago Blackhawks is 2-0 in their last 2 games played. Looking at how he's matching up against them, 20 goals on the year, 28 assists, 48 points. Ain't enough for me, man. Connor Bedard's been dealing with injuries in and out the lineup. I actually think this is a good spot for us to go ahead and get right. Let's go ahead and take Connor Bedard over his shots on goal.
Connor Bedard over shots on goal. Right now, it's, as he says, right around 3. The over 2.5 minus 160. I'll line shop and see if we can get a better one than that. And then when we head over to the Macklin Celebrini shots on goal here offshore, over 3.5 shots on goal at minus 125 is the second leg of our guy Money Mills player prop action, over 3.5 shots minus 125. Let's review action here for us. We'll start with AM's action and then mine. Then we get into college basketball. AM is on the Knights at minus 117. AM is on the Blues at plus 150, the Flyers at plus 250, and the Rangers at plus 114. I am on the Knights at minus 116, the Devils minus 1 at plus 108. I'm on the Kraken minus 115 and the Kraken minus 1 at plus 144. Anaheim Seattle under 6.5 at minus 120. Rangers Sharks over 6.5 minus 125. So I'm interested in adding the first period under 1.5 in Anaheim, Seattle. I'm going to add the New York Rangers, and I'm going to add the Washington Capitals. I want to sit with the Stars for a little bit longer, but the Capitals on a 4-game losing streak against the Flames. I'm not a fan of the Capitals, but how do they not fire here? They should probably be ready to fire in the first period as well. Those will be my additions here. AM, thank you so much for rocking with us. I'm going to pop AM's X handle here in the chat. Support our guy AM Sportspicks, and if you are a silver or gold member, you can meet us in the Discord. AM, thank you, my man. Any last words for the Capper supporting the show?
Let's have a good day. You know, if you're in the U.S. and you're gonna get hit with this winter storm, make sure you're taking care because it's a pretty big storm. But let's all have a good day, good weekend, and thanks for having me, Jimmy and Jose, as always. So. See you guys.
Our guy, AM Sports Picks in the house. It is time to switch from the ice to the hardwood. We do have Billy Friedrich's Pig Milk play of the day in, and we also have Matty Ice's action here. I'm getting it all copied and pasted here. But let's bring on our next guest and get ready to attack. Please welcome, now in Pennsylvania by way of Georgia, one of our stars of Medicaid Monday, one of our stars of the Peter Loshak Show on Tuesdays, Betting with the Bag on Fridays, Tailgate on Saturdays. Please welcome our guy Justin Mcelvy to the show.
Stacks.
Justin, what's good, man? How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm in the throes of it, just in the battle mode. It's the conference action in college basketball has really messed with my head, and I need to succeed here. 7 bets on the board and staying off of the unders in UL Monroe App State of has bothered me enormously. We have a live bet on Lipscomb here by our guy Morgan Spooner. He's moving on Lipscomb live, minus 110. Austin P and Stetson are tied at 10. My first action starts in an hour and 43 minutes at 3 p.m. Eastern. So every game that we are going to talk about here now, there's 9 games. Every game has been bet here by either Justin or myself. So let's get ready to attack. Let me just move a couple things over. How did college basketball go for you yesterday?
Oh, pretty good. My stacks was William and Mary.
Yeah, and I joined late.
That line moved in my favor. I got them at early in the morning plus 1.5, and ended up as a small favorite, like minus 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
They went up big early, and I was watching the game, and I went for a walk because it just seemed like you go up big early, and then Wilmington was just chipping, and it was up like at the halftime, like double digits, like almost like 19 or 18 or something crazy. But they got it all the way down to like 6 or 7. And I'm like, man, here we go. But they took back off. So
I got nervous too, man. Because William Mary just dominated the first. I was the same way. It's I hate that negative feeling when you're like, of course, it's going to fall apart. Like you just.
I'd rather fight from behind than have to keep the lead. Because basketball is a game of runs. So up 19 at halftime, you start sweating and then the opposing team go on a quick 7-0 run. Now you stand up.
Yeah.
So that was the ups and downs, but I'm probably the only one looking forward to this snowstorm. Like, I'm all for it. Ain't no one gonna bother me. Like, I can't wait. Like
No, I feel that, man. It's just so cold, man. Thank God I got fucking San Antonio 60 days from now to get me through it. Just before, Jose, we get into Furman, UNC, Greensboro, our guy, Billy Friedrich's Pig Milk play today is in 41 minutes. So in 41 minutes, it is the Kennesaw State Owls. I almost moved on them too. I'm trying to cut down action. But Pig Milk play of the day is in, and it pops off in 41 minutes. It is the Kennesaw State Owls on the road, 1.5 favorite at La Tech Conference USA action from our guy Billy Friedrich. Well, let's get rolling here. The first spot on the board for me, unfortunately, is a spot where I'm heads up with Morgan Spooner. He's on the Furman Paladins, 13-7, 4-3 in the SoCon. UNC Greensboro Spartans, 8-12, 4-3, also in conference play. I can understand Spooner's thought process behind backing Furman. I just faded Furman with Citadel. And Citadel came all the way back. Now, watching Citadel deliver was wild. I mean, this was Furman completely took over this basketball game around halftime. They got up 42-28. They were up 44-30. They were up 53-34. 53-34, and they lose the game 77-75 in overtime. And that now Citadel's 3-4 in conference. And I told you guys, I said, man, I think Citadel should be bet in every single basketball game moving forward, and we'll get to that game here shortly. But I can understand Furman, a good Furman squad, now losers of 2 straight. But I like the way UNC Greensboro's playing. I really like that game against Mercer. If UNC Greensboro needs to go bucket for bucket with you, they can. Now, Furman has much better defense than UNC Greensboro, and defense travels, and we'll see if this helps. But Furman played on Wednesday in an overtime game at Citadel, and now they head to UNC Greensboro. Greensboro beat VMI, who's also playing better basketball, 85-78, their second win in 3 games. Let's take a look at this line history here for this one, and then hand it over to our guy, Justin Mcelvy. UNC Greensboro sitting at the 4, opened up at 5.5 at 2:55 p.m. It took 14 hours to get to the 5. It took 3 hours after that to get to the 4. So we've had a 1.5 move towards the Spartans here. When we get to the cash flow for my first bet on the board, God, it'd be nice sitting here. Wish I was just sitting here about to be 2-0 on the day. But that is not the case. The case is I'm going to need UNC Greensboro to get this day started for me. Cash flow wise here with UNC Greensboro, 68% of the tickets, 70% of the cash is on UNC Greensboro. FanDuel has moved it down to a 3.5. ESPN Bets moved it down to a 3.5. Circa holding the 4. Take it away for us here, Justin. My first spot on the board: Paladins, Spartans, Bodford Arena, and Greensboro. Any interest?
I got a whole lot of interest, and it's just wild that these teams not playing each other so much, but Citadel and Furman are both playing, because we was on opposite sides the game. You was on Citadel and I was on Furman. And at halftime, I was sitting pretty with my feet up, twisting the blunt, like I knew I was right. Like, stop second guessing yourself. Like, let's order pizza. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching that game because I'm trying to get out my late schedule. I'm trying to switch my schedule up just a little bit. And so I'm trying to watch the game. And it was the same thing as last night. The only thing difference is Citadel came all the way back and then won it in overtime. Unlike yesterday when I was on William Mary and Wilmington came all the way back, but then William Mary stepped on the gas and said, "Nah, slow up." But Furman, I wanted to bet Furman so bad today. Like, I felt like y'all blew it. And then my whole thing was, do I want to back Furman and the bounce back when you lose to Lonely Citadel? But I come up with a new thing in my head where I think this is going to be one loss turns into 2 losses. So I stayed off of Furman. I can't get into UNC Greensboro only because my cap puts me on Furman. So I try not to do the whole flipping thing. But I can't bet Furman because I felt like that loss, that devastating loss. When you lose to Citadel, it's like I don't know how to explain it without disrespecting nobody. So it's just like losing a fight to a girl. So I feel like one fight, you lose one, it's going to turn into 2. Now your confidence is shot. Like, you can't lose the Citadel, especially when you up. Like, I want to say they was up like 19.5 or 17.5. And then not only do you not cover, but you lose the game in overtime. It's a prime spot in my book that tells me this is one loss turns into 2. So I want to bet Furman. My cap takes me to Furman, but I ain't betting this game.
Spooner moved on Furman when it went to 3.5. Said that, Furman's dealt with injuries. This is a good spot. Disagrees with the line move. So I get it.
And I don't want their 2 losses to be my 2 losses. I already lost once on Furman. And I tried not to do recency like the last thing that I seen, but the way that y'all lost, if y'all would have won, I wouldn't have that thought. But okay, you're not going to cover because you go to overtime, and I want to say I was giving up like 10.5. So you're not going to cover. But for y'all to still lose the game outright, nah. So I'm not going to lose twice with y'all.
It was shocking, absolutely shocking.
I don't believe it.
And Spooner says Citadel's a different team on the road, that they will look different today and all season. That is from Spooner. And I told you guys that Citadel should be bet every single game until the market corrects himself. We'll see how it bangs out.
We're going to be against each other.
Oh, and you're going to be East Tennessee State. I feel you.
I have to. Like, it was either bet Furman or face Citadel. My mom was like, I'm doing one or the other.
I've been backing Citadel every game. It's one of the few things I've been doing right. Let's roll on to the first spot on your card here, Justin. 5:30 p.m. Eastern. We have the St. Louis Billikens, 18-1, now ranked 24th in the country. 18-1, 6-0 in the A10 at the St. Bonaventure Bonnies, 12-7, 1-5 in the A10 with Riley Center, St. Bonaventure, New York. St. Bonaventure coming off snapping that losing streak. Finally took out Loyola Chicago and did it, in convincing fashion. That was a serious 5-game losing streak, and they'd lost, at that point, they'd lost 6 of their last 7. And they took it out on Loyola Chicago, took them out 84-70. That was on Tuesday night, and it was a big win for them. We know this isn't a strong Bonnie's team, but it's very important what they did. They were down 42-30 at the half and then outscored the Ramblers 54-28 at home. And they did that as 10.5-point favorites. So, you're down 12 at halftime and you still cover. It was very, very impressive. Speaking of impressive, these Billikens have been very, very impressive. We have Ronnie Lofton backing St. Louis here. This team now ranked and rolling. They have the one loss at home to Stanford, 78-77 long ago. That's it. That's the only blemish on their record. And these games haven't been close until that win last out, 4-point win over Duquesne. St. Louis Billikens been winning all of these games by margin. When they beat the Dukes, it was not the case. They opened up at 9.5, closed at 8.5. So let's hear how our guy Justin is moving on it. But let's touch on the cash flow for this spot. 60% of the tickets, 78% of cash on St. Louis. Circa hanging a 7.5. They opened this up at 8, moved to 8.5, and then early this morning moved it back to 7.5. Let's see what the offshores are doing with the cash flow here. We've got 7.5s, not across the board. I see a very sharp book here hanging an 8. This moved back to 7.5 at 10:53 this morning. They opened up at 8.5, got up to 9. Now we have the 7.5. And when we get to the total here for this one, we have a total of 158.5. It opened up 157.5, got 158.5, back to 157.5, now 158.5. Take it away, Justin, for us. Your first spot on the board, Billikens Bonnies.
Yeah, this is Stacks Play Today, number 1. And when I seen this, I was on this game for a while. I love these type games. And Stacks Play Today, number 1 is St. Louis, St. Bonaventure, over 157.5, minus 115. After that, Bet Rivers. And it wasn't even so much the trends as, excuse me, the trends is what I found after I had already capped the game. And it's just like what Jimmy always say, like I found trends to back my whole logic for this. And like these VCU games, these Daytons, and I just think that like this St. Louis team, no one's paying attention to them. Like only because they're where they're at. And this St. Bonaventure team, like they started off fire. I want to say they was like 11-2, starting off 9-2, 11-2. But this St. Bonaventure team, then they started off hot and then they fell off. But one thing they consistently doing is when they play home games, they're always going over. They're 9-1 in the last 10 home games to the over. And you look at St. Louis, they're blowing everybody out, like whether they're the favorite. And it's like nobody's talking about St. Louis. I think because St. Bonaventure's home, I think they're going to dictate the pace of the play. I think they're going to keep it inside this number. If I had to make a bet, which you always say, like if you gave me $1,000, I would go to the window with St. Bonaventure if I couldn't bet a total. That's where I would be on the side because I think they're going to control the pace and speed this game up. And I think they'll control it like, not like first half money line, but I think this game is never going to get outside this number. I just think it's going to be a close game all the way. I think St. Bonaventure is going to control the pace, speed this game up, and I like this game to fly over.
The over 157.5 and minus 115 Stacks Play of the Day, number 1 here for Justin McKelvey. So that's where he gets his college basketball card started. Let's roll in to my next spot on the board here, 6 p.m. Eastern. We head to Piscataway, New Jersey, Jersey Mike's Arena for the Hoosiers, 12-7, 3-5 in the Big Ten at the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, 9-10, 2-6 in the Big Ten. Touch on this line history here. We have 6.5s right across the board. This opened up with Rutgers +8, and they dropped down to 6.5. Got up to 7, dropped down to 6. They're sitting at 6.5 right now. It is moved 5 cents. It's gone to 6.5. It's moved 5 cents towards the Hoosiers here. Take a look at the total from a. Sorry, here we go. From a total side of things, we have this sitting right now at 148.5. So we've gone up 2 points. The last 148.5 happened about 2 hours ago. Opened up 146, got up to 148, down to 147. Now we're up to 148.5 here. So let's just okay. Well, first off, I'm on Rutgers. I had planned to get involved with Rutgers at some point in the year. I know that they had the 2 lottery picks that left, of course, and were drafted. And I thought it was going to take a little while for this team to come together. And I believe that they have. They took out Northwestern at home 77-75. We just saw Northwestern look very good on West Coast. They went to Wisconsin and lost by 9. Whiskey's a tough squad. They went to Iowa and lost by 6. Those are the last 2 games. I thought the fact that they're showing this strength on the road was appealing. And Indiana's played 4 very tough games in a row. They played Iowa at home and got their clocks clean, 74-57. They're coming off, fighting for parts of that game against Michigan, 86-72. But they've lost 4 straight games, and I don't think they should be over 5-point favorites in this spot. I understood why this line was moving towards Rutgers, and I wanted to be involved. I think that Rutgers is going to get better and better. I think Rutgers is a bet-on basketball team, honestly. I think the market has undervalued them. 52% of tickets, 58% of cash on Rutgers. Circa's still hanging the 6. So Circa opened this up at 7.5. And so we have Circa respecting the cash coming in because they got 71% of tickets, 76% of cash on Rutgers. What are your thoughts on this spot here? I'm with the Scarlet Knights. Take it away, Justin.
I'm right with you. I just I don't know which way I wanted to attack it. I don't know if I wanted to get there. Once you give me a number, I'll make a decision before you move on. But it's going to only be it's funny because ever since we talked about it yesterday, it didn't work out in the NBA, but it worked out in college from the game that I tell, the Matty Ice. And I feel like this is the perfect example, even though it probably doesn't work as a dog, but in my mind, the way I cap, I feel like it fits it, even if it don't work as a dog. I think it's Rutgers spread and Rutgers team total over. I think this Indiana team is the same thing as what I talked about the previous game about St. Bonaventure. This Indiana team, they started off hot, blowing everybody out, looking good. And then like the last 4 games is like only so long you could be somebody who you're not. And this team done finally regressed to the team who they really are. And that's just an average basketball team. Like, you're not like that. And my whole thing is just from when I started capping, it's hard to fade certain teams. Like, I still call it the dunk. I still call it the rack. And my whole thing is Friday night at the rack, you're going to give me 7.5 points while drop down to 6.5 for a team that I believe is really not like that. Like, I feel like, I don't want to say the books done made a mistake. I just think they're just, it's still over recency bias of like the beginning of the year because the books haven't caught up to Indiana, even though they're on a 4-game losing streak and none of them been close. So I'm not understanding why the books and why bettors are still feeling like this Indiana team is still like that when they're really not. They're just an average team. The football team had the glory. Like maybe it's just time. Okay, y'all signed in basketball. And your baseball or football and your basketball team is going to regress. So I like Rutgers. If you give me a team total, I don't know if I want the spread or the team total more, depending on what the number is. Because this isn't the same Rutgers team that we used to of scoring like 59 points a game. Like for some reason they're scoring a little bit more. They're playing a little bit less defense, and at home on a Friday night, a lot playing the Indiana team.
I'm with you, and Troy is going to be on Rutgers money line here for this one. So I am right with you guys here. Let's see what we can get you on the team total, and then what decision you want to make. It is slightly, even at the 6.5, slightly moving back to the Hoosiers at this point. But we have, I blew past it. Here we go. We have Rutgers team total at 70.5, slightly juiced to the over -114.
I'll take them both.
All
I'll
right, we
take
have
best number for the team total and best number for the spread on Rutgers. I'll take them both.
all right. So, and let me go the team total over 70.5 minus 114. And line shopping here for Rutgers.
You said 114?
Yes, minus
Okay.
114. And then the best line available on the 6.5 here for Justin. Move over here. The best line available. 6.5s are the best. So 6.5 at minus 105 available where we used to play poker.
That works.
6.5 minus 105. There you are in business. Troy Torrance says needs to get this ECU first half plus 6. Says biggest bet of the day for me is the under in La Tech. You're in business, man. Let's get it for you.
They
Here,
play North Texas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I stayed off that game.
Yeah, East Carolina up 6 right now. All right, let's roll on to the next spot on the board. Now, we're going back to the Citadel Bulldogs here, and Spooner said Citadel different team on the road, and they'll look different today and all season. And they've covered 4 straight basketball games, and I believe that they'll just keep doing that. Now, we've watched ETSU run over basketball teams. They ran over Greensboro 86-60 in their last home game 13 days ago. But I believe that it's not a home or road situation, that Citadel as a team has come together and they're playing their best basketball, and I'm going to bet them every game, as I told you. 2 of their 4 games of these 4 that they've covered very easily were on the road. And their last game, they went on the road and they won. They beat VMI. I know VMI is very weak, but they went to Greensboro and lost in overtime. 3 of their last 4 games have gone to overtime. And look, I mean, I said that Citadel is a wagon. I've never said that in my life. And I believe it. We have this line opening up for ETSU minus 17. It's now minus 17.5. So we've had a half-point move towards ETSU. I got to 17.5 too. From a total standpoint here, we have this at 140.5. It opened up at 140, dropped down to 138.5, and it's climbed up to 140.5. We have the over 140 here from AM. He says the blowout over, bet the over when a team is a big favorite, 15 or more. And the game total is under 150. And then when we get to the cash flow here for this spot, I would expect 50% of the tickets and 65% of the cash is on East Tennessee. South Point, circa, they have not moved this line off of 17. Look, I like the spot. I like what the Bulldogs are doing. We have an East Tennessee State team. They're going to overlook the Bulldogs. They don't care that Bulldogs have played 4 much better games. Citadel beat the Cat. Look, the Catamounts are not a good basketball team. ETSU went to West Carolina and lost. They barely got past Samford. They've won their last 2 games by a point each. Now, what's going to happen when they come back home? Maybe the Buccaneers smash. But I'm going to keep backing Citadel until the money stops flowing in. So here we go. Freedom Hall, Johnson City, Tennessee, home of the Buccaneers. What do you think of this spot?
I'm against you. My thing is do it again. And I'm going to bet on it, and I have bet on it. For not meaning you meaning Citadel. And my thing is do it again. Like, I don't believe that what I just seen, that miraculous comeback, and you win it in overtime. Like, it's the same thing as Furman. Furman's not going to turn into 2 losses. This is not going to turn into 2 wins for Citadel. Like, my thing is I look at it like, get out of here. You're not like, you're a horrible team. Like, you're on a little hot streak. And just like you said, it's not about the team that you are the whole season. It's about your recent form. And I agree. Like, the reason the form this team is hot, they're covering, they're winning. But my whole thing is, stop it. Like, cut it out. Like, you're still Citadel. You're not like that. And I think you're going to get destroyed today. And I just feel like, and I'm okay with turning it into 2 losses because my whole thing was when I capped both of them, I made up my mind that I'm not betting Furman and East Tennessee State. I'm not betting both of them. I just because those are both of my last 2. Furman losing the Citadel. So my whole thing was, and I left Furman alone because I want to bet East Tennessee State. And I didn't post it or nothing. I bet it. I got 17.5. So whatever number you get me that looks like 17.5 or for 17, but I don't think 17 or 17.5 is going to come into play.
Get you a minus 17 and minus 108.
I'll take it.
Let's get you hooked up. So East Tennessee minus 17 and minus 108 for Justin. Let's roll on to our next spot on the board here, and it is another ugly dog. Another ugly dog, and this is Twisted 247's dog of the day. He's on Radford plus the points, and he's on Radford money line. Coin talking about the Rutgers moving back to a 7. I don't like that. Billy Friedrich did bet ETSU on the spread and Citadel team total under 61.5. It's funny. I get it. I'm having a terrible conference run, but everybody thinks I'm just nuts when I tell them that Citadel is better, way better than the market believes. But can they do it a 5th straight time? We shall see. Here, High Point coming off beating up on South Carolina Upstate, who also are looking better. High Point bounced back. They had their bounce back game after losing to Winthrop. Radford just lost to Winthrop on Wednesday and played great. Lost 76-75. They come back home. And it hasn't been all good at home. UNC Cashville, they took them out badly at home. But that was the game after they'd beaten up on Presbyterian. I think Radford stays in this basketball game. If we look at these road games that High Point's a really good team, and this isn't a fade of High Point. Man Bear Pig just moving on ECU Live and Stetson Live here. Love to hear it, man. When we look at these road games for High Point, they lose by 17 to Winthrop. They barely get past Charleston Southern in overtime. I was almost on Charleston Southern today. Now they took out UNC Asheville. Their only other road game was UAB. This is a High Point team that's being coddled, man. So those 2 games in January, those were just their 3rd and 4th road games of the year. I just think that I just think the line's too high. I think the line is too high here. I think Radford can stay in this number. I moved on these 2 bets last night. I got the 8 at minus 110. Let's see what we're dealing with right now. We have Radford plus 7.5. It must have. Wow. So I'm looking at a 7.5 here, a flat 7.5, but I'm looking also at a really sharp book that moved it to 8.5. So, wow, that's so wild. Now, this is juiced towards Radford, but they've moved it a half point towards High Point. So it's gone from 8 to 8.5, which tells a completely different story. When we look at the legal American books and see what they're hanging here, I think that would be interesting. Here we go. They have 7.5s across the board. I wonder why that sharp offshore from Costa Rica's got the 8. I am surprised to see it here. So that is the plan of attack for me. I'm on Radford plus 8. Jerry Davis says maybe Citadel first half and full game. I didn't want to double up on Citadel. I give them as much time. Give them as much time. Maybe it's just because of what we saw 2 days ago. But for me, I'm going to stick with this plan. Spooner's live bet on Lipscomb looking very good. Here I'm on the Radford Highlanders in Radford, Virginia at the Dedman Center. Anything for you here? Any interest here at all, Justin?
Oh, we would have been on the same side, but I couldn't get there with Radford. But it wasn't so much that I couldn't get there. I just didn't want to fade High Point. And I do like Radford. I wanted to get there. I didn't know that you was on them. I can't make it official just because my cap takes me to Radford, but I don't want to get in front of High Point.
Yeah, I'm hoping that High Point had their bounce back game. We shall see. See if the
But my whole thing is it only one? Like, is there only one bounce back, or do you bounce back and business back to business as usual?
Business as usual is all taking place at home. Their first road
That's
game of
fair.
the year, they lost 91-74 to UAB. UAB's not that good, so they lose by 17. God, those were the good old days, man, when we were fading every team playing their first road game. God, seems like so long ago. They beat UNC Asheville, so they beat Cashville, and then they need overtime to beat Charleston Southern, and they lose by 17 at Winthrop. I think this statistical profile of what this team is doing is not fair. So many of these games are being coddled, cushy situations at home. So,
And to be fair, Cashville's not Cashville no more. They're back to their regular name. They're back to UNC Asheville. Them days where it was UNC Cashville, them days is like, what was that, 2 years ago?
yeah.
Right, them days is far behind us. They're not like that this year.
Well, let's roll on to our next spot on the board because this might be worth an addition for me. I'm on the Central Connecticut Blue Devils. I looked at the price for the double result. It was too expensive. It was minus 155. And I wanted to figure out how to get maybe more action in on them. I actually had the first half queued, and then I stopped. I was like, it doesn't make sense that this would be my only double up spot, putting too much emphasis into it. And then we had Matty Ice say team total over for Central Connecticut. Top NEC team who just lost at bottom tier Mercyhurst. Now in a bounce back spot at home. He says, you all know what to do. So I am fading. I'm both fading Fairleigh Dickinson. Shout out to our guy, Prince of the City. I'm going to try to get him to get out to Pubapalooza as well. He is a Fairleigh Dickinson graduate. I'm also backing Central Connecticut in the same thing that Maddie's seeing. This has got to be a bounce back spot for a good basketball team. And Fairleigh Dickinson isn't a terrible basketball team. You know, these guys have similar conference records, but that was a real winning streak that Central Connecticut had. I went over those games versus New Haven too. I went over the Stonehill game. I wanted to, because I was looking at the first halves. Then they go out on the road. They beat Lemoyne. Then St. Francis, Pennsylvania. They beat up by 8, and then they lose to Mercyhurst. I think this is a great situation. Also, Fairleigh Dickinson lost at New Haven, then lost to the Sharks, Long Island, and then what'd they do? They bounced back. They bounced back and they took out Wagner. Wagner 1-5 in conference, maybe feeling a little better about themselves. And I can see why I would add the team total here for Central Connecticut because I did want a little bit more action on them. So let's take a look at the line history here. Where Central Connecticut right now is a 7. I do see one book at a 6.5. This opened up at 7.5, went down to 6, back up to 7.5, down to 6.5. Right now it's just a flat 7. I did time it okay. I got the 6.5. And then from a total standpoint, maybe this will help lead us into this team total over. From a total standpoint, what are we sitting at? We have a 142. So now 141. It just moved 2 minutes ago. So we've dropped 2 points from the total. And Matty says the only thing I worry about is why the spread's so short. Should be double digits, 13 or 14. I don't think it should be. Fairleigh 3-3 in conference play. Connecticut 4-2. Maybe it should have been. I think the 8. I think it should be like an 8, maybe. I didn't think this should be double digits, personally. So that didn't concern me. And when we get to these legal books here, do we have any information? Yeah, we have a 141.5, Circa with the 7.5. So that's important to know. Circa moved this from 6.5 to 7.5. They're sitting here at 7.5. So if anybody wants action on Fairleigh Dickinson, Circa giving you the best line on the board. I think I add the Central Connecticut team total over. AM is on Fairleigh Dickinson +7, snapped win streak here. Take it away for us, Justin. Your plan, if any. New Britain, Connecticut, hosting the Blue Devils and Knights.
Yeah, I don't have no action in this game, but I do have and no one mentioned it, and I guess the line would have been moved against me, but I want to kind of get to this under, or my fault is over. I think that Central Connecticut, I feel like they could put up a decent number, but I also feel like with the lack of defense that they play, like the games I like the Central Connecticut team. Let me say that first. I don't want to fade them, but Fairleigh Dickinson, when they're on the road, it seems like they control the pace. Like they don't always put up a big number, but they control the pace. I think the spread is off. I don't know who you said mentioned it. I do agree that I think the spread should have been like a 10.5 or 11. So to see a single digit anything made me think that it's a Fairleigh Dickinson spot. But I just think like if it's a Fairleigh Dickinson spot, then it's also going to be an over. And I want to get to this over, but I'm probably not because the games that I have I kind of really like, and this is just off of just recency of seeing the teams play and seeing how when Fairleigh Dickinson's on the road, seem like they more than not control the pace of play. I just think 141 is a little light. I really want to get there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess then it'll take you off the team total because you're leaning towards Fairleigh Dickinson. We have a lean towards the over at this point here from our guy, Justin Mcelvy.
But my lean towards Fairleigh Dickinson is based pretty primarily off of I feel like this line is short.
Yeah, that's what Matty Ice saying too.
And you shut it down, but it still makes me. I still feel like this line 7. Like I feel like that's for it not being. You say it all the time, and I know obviously here you don't agree with it, but my thing is, why didn't this open at 10.5? And I'm sure you have an answer, but in the back of my mind, I'm still going to feel like it's short.
Yeah, I mean, I think you should feel good about your thoughts around it because Matty Ice feeling the same thing here. Yeah, I kind of thought it was where it should be. So
if it opened up at 10.5, you would have stayed away or been on Fairleigh Dick.
Yeah, I didn't want it at 10.5. It's anything over 7 I get very uncomfortable with in college basketball. But I mean, I don't know. Central Connecticut hasn't looked that good. I mean,
I just think it's going to be my fault. I think it's going to be a big first half spread. Like Central Connecticut be up something crazy like 17 at halftime, and Fairleigh Dick slowly walk them down the second half and get inside that number.
Long Island University played Fairleigh Dickinson. Long Island, number 1 in the conference. They were undefeated at the time. Now, it was at Fairleigh Dickinson, but you had a 5-0 team coming to Fairleigh Dickinson. That line opened up at 6.5 and a 7.5. I know there's a big difference on home and road. Maybe that's not the best example. Why don't we find a better example here? Just because you want to find a spot where Fairleigh Dickinson is at home. Is on the road. So let's see what it should be here for the Knights in their road games. And they played a ton of road games early in the year. But I don't know. Let's see. I guess there's no real legit comparison.
And if I could find, I so much see that happening. Like, if I could find, something, I don't know, outside of plus 400, I might play that. Like, if I could play, but I wouldn't want the money line. I would want Central Connecticut first half spread, Fairleigh Dickinson full game spread. Because it just seems like Central Connecticut should come out and put a big number, and I swear, I want to say I've seen this movie before, over the years, but maybe it's not. But I just feel, I don't know, I swear, just remember I said, I just swear that anything plus more than 4, if you could find that on a book, I couldn't I don't have a book to make that official, but if you can find a book for anything more than +4, meaning +400, I would make that official. But I want the spreads on both halves.
So, because I mean, 400. So you want me to look for a first half money line, or how did you?
No, I want the spread, both spreads. Like I want Central Connecticut first half spread,
I feel you.
and I want the Fairleigh Dickinson full game spread. Yeah, not money line.
No, I feel you.
But if you can't get it, but it's just that's the script I see, and I see it so much, I would bet that.
Yeah, you have to go into the SGP world here. Let me see if
Or if you could just find the second half pre-flop Fairleigh Dickinson spread, I would take that.
Yeah. Let me see what I can find here. Yeah, it's tough. A lot of books won't let me I
don't have a book that let me do it, but
I'll mess
talking
around.
it out, I see that being the script. And maybe that would just tell me if I couldn't do it, maybe I should just be on Fairleigh Dick full game spread. Maybe I should just do that. But
Jerry saying Jerry's saying that the line's reflective of what Central Connecticut just did last out.
So have you moved, or you on the fence? Are you already bet this game?
I bet Central Connecticut.
You already bet it?
6.5. Yeah.
And you got -7?
6.5.
6.5. Oh, all right. Well,
so I paid a nickel for it. It's -115. Looks like that live bet that Spooner gave us on Lipscomb was a thing of beauty right now, looking very strong. Let's roll here into our next spot on the board. Tulane Green Wave. This is another bet that I made. 12-7, 3-3 in the American at Charlotte 49ers, 10-9, 4-2 in the American. Halton Arena in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's for the half. Sorry. Let's go to the spread here for the full game. We have the 3.5. 3.5. This opened up at 3.5. It moved to 4 after an hour and 12 minutes. It stayed at 4 for about 15 hours before moving back to 3.5, which is where it is now. Tulane 5-cent move towards the over towards Tulane. So that 3.5 is minus a 115. Maddie I saying it's a 7.5 now. Okay, I'd like to see that. Jerry Davis saying FDU 3-8 against the spread on the road and 1-4 off of a victory. I'm on Charlotte here. Now, Tulane got me at Florida Atlantic. It cost me money. And they played Florida Atlantic very tough. And that was on Wednesday. I wonder if they burnt themselves out a little bit. Charlotte didn't play on Wednesday. Charlotte hasn't played since Sunday. And they played at ECU. Now they come home. So this is a team that's been winning basketball games. I know that Tulane is a tough squad. Dabby Cab in the house. What up, Dabby? I know that Tulane's a tough squad, but going over these home games here for Charlotte, I've been impressed. This is a team at home against Div 1 competition is right now, 7-3? I think I did that right. That loss to Tulsa. Tulsa's a tough team. So that's their only loss in their last 5 games. They won 4 of their last 5. They lost to Temple by 3. They took out UIC. They took out Lafayette. They lost badly to Utah State. We think Utah State's very good. They destroyed North Carolina A&T. They opened up the year with legit wins at home. Spooner said he wanted to bet Tulane here. They have a much better defense. Charlotte's offense has looked on a different level. I don't know that Tulane can withstand more than one run. Nice job, Philly Eagle Flyer. Excellent work. So for me, I like the rest advantage. I think the rest advantage will be very helpful. That game at Florida Atlantic was all hands on deck. They played their hearts out. And now they get 48 hours and have to do it again at Halton Arena. I just think it's a tough spot. It's easy to get up for Florida Atlantic. Is it easy to get up for the Charlotte 49ers? I don't know if it is. I may be overvaluing the rest situation here in Tulane going all out on the road. I know that, Florida Atlantic up to Charlotte is not the toughest situation, but 3 straight losses here. And is Tulane going to be able to conjure up enough energy? I don't know. Let's take a look at the cash flow here for this one. We have, let me get up here. We have 69% of the tickets and 92% of the cash on Tulane. Now, Circa has moved it to a flat 3. So they've gone from 4 to 3. They moved it at 121 in the morning. So they've just been sitting there. 92% of cash. I wonder what books have said that they're, posted their numbers. I'm sure it's not that much. I don't know if that would be the case if we went to a different book, a different site. So let's just see if Action would possibly tell us that this spread would be the same. I'd love to see that this would be getting hammered. So, and yeah, they have 64% of the tickets and 61% of cash on Tulane. Tulane public, I think it's tough, man. It's tough. Tough coming off that game against Florida Atlantic and Charlotte with the rest advantage, putting it all on deck. Jerry Davis with me on Charlotte. Billy Friedrich says Charlotte will kill Tulane on the boards. They cover with ease, in his opinion. Jerry Davis cashing App State to start the day. Excellent work there. Kennesaw State game is up and Adam. That is the pig milk play of the day. Take it away for us on this one. We have your game next, Justin. What did you think of Tulane Charlotte?
No, I don't know. It's funny because I'm looking at all my notes. For some reason, usually when I cross a game out with a black margin marker, and I cross this game out, but usually underneath it, I put Y. I don't know if something scared me off. I didn't even cap this game because I put a marker through it, but I don't understand how I didn't put Y I have on there. So I don't know. I don't even have a lean. I didn't even notice it until when you put up this game on the screen. I'm looking and I'm like, usually I have some kind of notes for every game and when I get to it, but I crossed this game out. So something that I seen that turned me off. I don't know what it was though. I didn't write it down. But
I can understand the concern. Tulane, it's not a comfortable fade. I just watched them play really well and cost me money at Florida Atlantic, and I'm fading them again.
You're on Charlotte?
I'm on Charlotte, yeah. I'm on Charlotte at home with the rest advantage. I think it's helpful here. I think Tulane whittles down the stretch. In fact, this will be a definite live bet if I'm losing at the half. A definite live bet if I'm losing at the half. Gregorio, my man, we have Pig Milk play today on Kennesaw State. Pig Milk play today on Kennesaw State. Kripke is on Tulane, plus the points. Jerry Davis with me on Charlotte, as is Billy. Wager Tech saying Charlotte 8-3 at home all time versus Tulane. Let's roll on to our guy Justin's next spot. So we have 2 games left in college basketball before we get into the NBA. We have Justin on Ohio State Buckeyes, 13-5, 5-3 in the Big Ten. Number 3 ranked Michigan Wolverines, 17-1, 7-1 in the Big Ten. Ann Arbor at the Chrysler Center here. Let's get this one set up. Ohio State coming off a couple of nice home victories. They took out UCLA by 12. Followed that up on Tuesday by beating Minnesota 82-74, needing overtime for that one. They had a short road trip where they looked pretty good. They took out Oregon 72-62 and then fell to the Huskies 81-74. Michigan also played Washington and Oregon right after Ohio State did. So Ohio State played Oregon on the 8th of January, and then 9 days later, Michigan did. Michigan won by 10. Ohio State won by 10. Then Ohio State played Washington on the 11th, lost by 7, and Michigan, showed their class winning that one by 10 as well. Then they came home and beat up on Indiana at home. So that's the situation here. Let's get the line history up and hear what Justin's plan is. We know this is a stacks situation. So we have Michigan right now opening up at minus 15, getting up to 16, back to 15. Now they're back at 16 once again. That last half-point move towards him happened about 35 minutes ago. From a total standpoint here, we have this sitting at 165, opened up at 163. This was 163.5 until 9 this morning when it jumped up a 1.5 to 165. And when we get to the cash flow for this one, let me pull it up here. Cash flow wise, we have 52. Oh, sorry, that's the okay. We have 67% of tickets and 87% of the cash on Michigan. Wow, 66% of tickets, 93% cash on the over. Over at Circa, they're hanging in the flat 16, and they have 65% of tickets and 80% of the cash on the Wolverines here. Tim Merle is on Ohio State plus 15.5 and Michigan team total under. And AM is moving on La Tech Live here. Let's hear Justin McKelvey's plan for Ann Arbor, Michigan, Buckeyes, Wolverines.
Yeah, this stats play day number 2. I'm on Ohio State plus 15.5, minus 115 at Bet Rivers when I got this. And I fully expected this to be very unpopular. But my whole thing is this line, and the way I look at it is every aspect of the game, both sides, offense, defense of Michigan, if you just look at their recent form, like what in their recent form calls for this number against a Big Ten rival? When we played this game last year in Ohio State, it was a 3-point game, and Michigan won. So my thing is, you're saying the gap between last year and this year, and that's just something that I take in consideration. I don't know what the spread was, but I know the outcome of the game was a 3-point game in Ohio State. So now you're saying the 15, 16, 16 and a half. I want to say when I seen it open up, that Michigan is just going to blow them out. I disagree. I think Ohio State is going to stay this number the whole game. I think Ohio State is definitely worth I'm not going to make it official, but I bet it. I definitely put literally pizza money on the money line. I think it's Ohio State spot. I think they're going to want revenge from last year. This is a rival game, not as serious as the football game, but it's still Ohio State, Michigan. And I just can't see that you're going to go out here and win by 20. You're going to show me that Michigan ain't like the beginning of the year, they was blowing everybody out. They jumped on Gonzaga, beat them by a gazillion. And I get it. But since then, there's nothing in the recent form in the last 5 games of Michigan to say that they're going to go out here and beat Ohio State by 20. Like, you're going to show me that. I got Ohio State plus 15.5, minus 115. And I also got, I don't have the exact number, but I put literally 1995 on the Ohio State money line.
Ohio State being backed by Justin McKelvey.
I think this line is like crazy. And I know we always talk about the first thing we see. People mention Razor, and like the first thing you see, gambler's first glance, whatever. But my thing is, this line way off. And maybe I'm way off. Maybe Michigan do go out here and win by 35. I just don't see it. I think Ohio State is going to threaten these boys, and I think that the last 5 minutes, the last 7 minutes, that Michigan, that belt's going to be tight. Like, I think Ohio State really going to threaten them. I could be off, but I like it. I bet them twice.
Spooner says, I want Ohio State. 6 kids that grew up from Ohio on this team. Says, I don't think they can win, but they care. Don't tell me they will accept getting blown out by Michigan.
Can't see it. Like 20?
It's an interesting spot. You've piqued my interest. I'm going to keep an eye on it. It definitely piqued my interest here. Markel in the house. What up, Markel, my man? Let's roll on to our next spot on the board here, Justin. This is, so Spooner and I are 10-2 in bets that we are on the same side. This is one of them. Jerry Davis has moved on Rutgers plus 7, by the way, and sprinkled the money line. Love to hear it, Jerry. So this is also Ron Crawford spreadsheet play of the day. So the 3 of us all on Utah State at Colorado State. Utah State 15-3, Colorado State 12-7, 3-5 in the Mountain West. We're in Fort Collins Moby Arena for this one. Let's set this one up here. Now, first off, Spooner got a better line than I got. He got the 3.5, and I didn't get to it in time. I don't really have any excuse for the 4.5 that I have. But I really like State here in this one. I think this is a opportunity for them to flex their muscles. It is our last game of the night, 10 p.m. Eastern, and the Aggies are a really good team. We know that. And they're coming off back-to-back losses. So they were 6-0 in the Mountain West. They lost at Grand Canyon 84-74. That was on Saturday. And then on Monday, they lose at home to UNLV 86-76. That is an embarrassment. UNLV is a decent team. It's no disrespect to them, but for Utah State to lose like that, they're a very, very angry group, which then tells me that I should also add their team total over in the Matty Ice way of handling things. Utah State opened up as 16.5-point favorites. They closed as 15.5-point favorites. It was 10,000 fans at D. Glen, and they sucked. They were terrible. They went 7 of 24 from 3. They got out rebounded, and they were just all around bad. And not only that, but I've seen this quite a lot lately. They got out to a big lead. They were up 9-0. They got out to a big lead. They were at one point up 14 points before it all fell apart. That 14-point lead was with 12 minutes left in the game. 58-44. That's going to stick with them. So this is another spot like Central Connecticut where I'm interested in having more money on it. And I'm not sure exactly how. Also, Colorado State had 2 losses at Fresno State and at Boise State. So what they do? They came home and they destroyed Air Force. They beat Air Force 81-52. Feel good about themselves. And now they have a very angry Aggie squad coming at them. And I think they're going to feel the wrath here. Let's pull up the line history, see where it's at now and the cash flow. First off, this total is a 147.5. We have this total dropping. Opened up at 150. Got down to a flat 147 before it came up a half point. This is our final college basketball game before we move into the association. We have this here from a spread perspective to a 5. All right. That's good. That makes me feel a little better about getting the 4.5. This opened up at a 4. It lasted there for a while. Lasted there for 17 hours. Moved to 4.5 at 7:30 this morning. Moved to 5 at 11:30. Did go back to 4.5 at 12:30, but we're right back at a 5. I like to see that. Let's take a look at the cash flow here. We have 53% of the tickets and 51% of the cash on Utah State here. Jerry Davis says, damn, I'm thinking the entire world on Utah State. We'd have no proof of that. Let me see if they're telling us that at Action. At Action, they're saying 52% of the tickets and 52% of the cash. It's just because we're all on the same bet. That's not, I've told you guys this. This was a kiss of death 8 years ago, us all being on the same side. It's no longer a kiss of death. I'm fine with us all being on the same side. Here we have Circa hanging a 4.5. Caesars. So it's the offshores that have pushed this to 5, not these legal books. Over at Circa, they have 62% of the tickets, 66% of the cash on Utah State. They did have it at a 5. They moved it back to 4.5, but that's still a half-point move in the direction of Utah State. I'm comfortable with the spot. Take it away for us here, Justin. We have Crawford, Spooner, myself, all on the Aggies. Should we be concerned?
I'll break this, give you my opinion. I'm going to be on the over. I'll take the best number that you give me in the over. And when I capped this game and started doing my little workouts, like my little routine is different. Once I cap the game to make my bets, I start going on YouTube and set my phone up and do little exercises. I swear to God, like I have not heard one person on not one single YouTube, not one single, there's people Like, I got people in the streets texting me, there's YouTube. Like, the whole world is on Utah State, and I get it. It's definitely a spot to blow them out, but I would just feel a little bit more comfortable to hear some more Colorado State. But the reason why I'm on the over, I think that Colorado State coming off I don't think they're fixed, but coming off that blowout win, I think coming back at home, playing this Utah State team, I think they know that they're going to get it's not a rival game like per se like the Eagles and Cowboys, but these are two teams that play each other tough. They don't like each other. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored. I think Utah State's going to come out here with all them losses and back to back to back. I think they're going to put up a big number. And I just think there's going to be points. When I seen 147.5, I seen 148.5. I couldn't understand. You're basically asking for 75 apiece and then give or take the spread or whoever you like. How this game doesn't go over. So I'll make official the over, the best number you could get me. But if I had to be on the side, I don't know. Maybe I'll just be the one to just take my little canoe and go out on this little Colorado State island. And it's only because I put a star by it, meaning if I had to bet it late night, like if I'm having a good night, then maybe I would throw some money on Colorado State. Like maybe they find themselves off that win. I mean, if you look at the strength of schedule and say, okay, Colorado State blowout win don't count. Okay, but my whole thing is Utah State, you can almost say, even though they're a good team, it's catching a falling knife. So and I don't understand how not one person likes Colorado State. It seemed like I'm the only one who capped this, not money line Colorado State, but I just don't see how they don't stay within this number. I think this is like a Utah State last minute push, win by anything under 3. Like I said, I didn't bet Colorado State. I put a little star by it, but I did bet the over. I think I got 148, a flat 148. But I didn't post it. So whatever best number you can get me, I'll take it. But I won't be on Utah State. I hope all y'all win. And just knowing all my friends is on Utah State, I'd rather be you. I'm fine with just not betting it. I love the over. I love the over more than anything.
147.5 at minus 110 here. Yeah, I mean, I just
have you seen one person say Colorado State though? Like one?
I haven't seen anybody except I don't want to, you know, I like knowing what we are on as a group when we're capping, but I don't watch anything else. So I'm
talking about our chat. I can't see the chat right now. So has one person said?
Kripke says Utah State doesn't really win in Colorado. He says he would take the points, but he's not on it.
So I hear one. It's just if 100% of the chat and 100% of the cap, it's just I don't know. It's just hard for me to.
No, I feel that, and that's valid, completely valid. I mean, for me here, I just it's very difficult for me not to find an embarrassing home loss. Backing a team off a better team than, you know, Utah State Aggies are better, but we're in, you know, Fort Collins. But I get to back the team off an embarrassing home loss going up against a team that just won by 30 points at home and feels great about themselves. You know, I find it extremely appealing. But I get it. I hear what you're saying, man. I hear what you're saying. Let's do
that was over 147.5. But what big?
110.
Okay, thank you.
Flat, no worries. Let's do a review here of all action that we have in college basketball before we get into NBA here. So in college action, and I'll go through everything here that I've got in front of me. We have, let me just go over also Spooner's action. I put it up here. Yeah. So Spooners on Mercyhurst, Lipscomb, Buffalo plus 2.5, Middle Tennessee money line, Utah State, and Furman. We have next up, Twisted's dog of the day is Radford plus 8. Then we have here, Billy Friedrichs on Mercyhurst, Furman, Citadel team total under, East Tennessee State, Charleston Southern. I came so close to Charleston Southern. And he's also on Charlotte. Beautiful. Pig Milk play today is Kennesaw State. That's going on right now. I'm on UNC Greensboro +4. Stacks is on the over 157.5 in St. Louis, St. Bonaventure. I'm on Rutgers +6.5 -110. Justin's on Rutgers +6.5 -105, and the team total over 70.5 at -114. AM is on the over in Citadel, East Tennessee State. I'm on Citadel +17.5. Justin on East Tennessee State. Nobody has joined me on Citadel. As I've been saying, I've been betting them every game.
So nobody's on Citadel either?
Nobody agrees with me. No one, everybody on East Tennessee. So Radford +8 is myself. Matty Ice is on Central Connecticut State team total over. I'm on Central Connecticut State -6.5, and I'm interested in this team total over. Then I'm on Charlotte -3.5. Stacks is on Ohio State +15.5. I'm on Utah State -4.5. And Justin's on the over 147.5 in Utah State, Colorado State. Dewan said he took Colorado State last night at +5. AM said, I think Colorado State shows up after getting embarrassed 158 a month ago in Utah, but he's not betting it here. Oh, and Gregorio says he's seen 2 cappers today on Colorado State. Dewan saying that also that Colorado State getting their best 3-point shooter back. So we shall see. We shall see how this one bangs out here.
I mean, we all can't win, but at least I can. I love the over, so I'm not gonna be on this side. I'm gonna root for my friends and rock up with this over. I think this over flies over.
Yeah, I might add that team total as well. Maybe I'll stay off of adding those, but I get it here. All right, it is time to move on to NBA. Tough night for me, 2-4 last night when the Jazz were tied 99-99 with 9 minutes left. I was astonished that I don't cover the +13.5, and they lost by 17. Astonished. So 2-4, not good. And I've moved on a couple spots here, and I'm excited to cap this one. So, time for NBA. We got a big, beautiful card. Justin McKelvey joining us. Let's get right to work. We start at 7 p.m. Eastern with the Houston Rockets, 26-16, 11-13 on the road, under 500 on the road. At the Detroit Pistons, 32-10, 17-4 at home. We're at Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. Ford, I don't know if Turnbuckle Tommy rocking with us right now, but I certainly spent some time on the Pistons and Raptors futures. I'm not there yet. I'm going to need more time here. Saturated says Nurk had a triple-double. Spending penny bombs on Sengun, double-double. And Dutch Boy Fresh also in the house. Great to see you, Dutch. Dewan on Rutgers +8 as well. And Spoon said to Justin's point, Toast and himself both came to the show with Utah Bet, and Trevor liked it as well. Yeah, I get it.
Wait, he said what?
He said, yeah, that all 3 of them on the sauce were on Utah State.
Man, that's crazy because I respect all of them. I don't know.
No, I feel you. It's
it just worries me that when do all of us cappers all cap the same way and come to the bag the same exact? I don't know. It worries me. And
it used to worry me. It doesn't anymore. It hasn't for a few years, but I remember when it was a fade, immediate fade. Stopped being that fade about 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago.
But is there a difference between the chat and the cappers? Is my question. In your opinion?
No.
Okay.
No. I care more about the cappers though in the chat than I do about what And
that's what I'm saying. Like, if the chat was on one thing and all the cappers was on something different, you would side with the cappers rather than the chat, or?
I mean, I don't want to know what I don't watch other people's videos. I don't want to know.
That's why I don't look at the betting split. Like, I don't pay for I don't know no money splits. Ooh, I don't know. I think I was telling my homie Dimes. I don't know those money splits until 12 o'clock when I listen to Pub, because I don't want to know who's betting what or why they're betting what. When I listen to YouTube and I listen to shit, I'm listening to when I cap the game, what did I miss?
Yeah, I want to know the cash. It's helped my ROI a lot, but again, I completely understand there's different routes to the bag, and whatever works for you. What can you? How you got to prove that you're winning, and through spreadsheets and all that stuff. And when you do, then you just follow whatever X's and O's are taking you to the bag.
Absolutely.
But it was the same in stand up. Like when you're a young comic, they want you to watch all the other comics. I don't want it in my head. I don't. It gets in your head, and then you want to be completely original with your ideas and your thought process and how you deliver it. So it's the same deal here. I want to. Also, the consequences are so fucking severe. That's why I get paralyzed. When I'm watching, when I have heavy action, I'm watching all go down, because the consequences are so severe if you don't succeed. And I was telling you guys that this was right around last year when I fell apart, and to see it happening again is making me not falling apart. I'm not there, but having a bad couple weeks in conference play makes me fucking sick to my stomach. But let's get into NBA action. We got Drewski with us. Let's roll here. Let's roll. We have Rockets Pistons. So Rockets coming off that 128-122 overtime loss. We were all on the Sixers in that one. And that was, very, very tight. We're clearly seeing the Rockets look like a different team on the road. I don't think that is a perfect example. They played pretty tough against the healthy Sixers squad. Pistons have won 4 straight games. Rockets on, this is not an easy spot. Second half of back-to-back, third game of 4 nights. This is a tough spot for them. Pistons, as I said, have won 4 straight games. Let's pull up the information from the shoot-arounds and see who will be in and who will be out. For the Pistons, Cunningham is probable. Levert out, Holland probable. For the Rockets, Eason out, Adams out, Finney-Smith out, and Holiday questionable. Let's grab this line history here for this one. We have Rockets just 5-5 over their past 10, playing 27th fastest pace in the NBA over that stands at 95.80 possessions a game. Detroit 8-2 over their last 10, 100.2 possessions a game, 13th fastest. Chappie and Matty Ice talking about the Twins matchup here. Let's take a look at this line history and see what we are dealing with here. So let me quickly move over to NBA, and then we'll hand this over. I have moved on 2 bets. I'm a little nervous to see what's going on with them because I've been trying so hard to stay away from props and totals, and I've moved on 2 totals already. But here on the side, we have Detroit -4.5. They opened up at -3, got up to 4.5 around midnight, back to 3.5, got up to 5 40 minutes ago, and then 20 minutes ago back to 4.5. It is juiced towards these Pistons. From a total side of things here, we have a 218. This opened up at 218.5, dropped down to 217, got up to 218. Detroit's been playing at a bit of a faster pace here. Dutch saying Houston went all out last night. Overtime, Pistons run these boys out the gym. I tell you, the first thing that I noticed was that I didn't think the line was big enough. And that made me very uncomfortable. But from an X's and O's standpoint, I agree completely. 63% of tickets, 68% of cash on the Pistons. 77% of tickets on the under, and 91% of cash on the under. Superbook hanging a 5. We got Circa with a 4.5 here. So, and we have 62% of tickets, 65% of the cash on Detroit. It surprises me. 63 and 68 here at Circa. This whole thing, this line just surprises me. And it makes me really uncomfortable. Why wouldn't it be a bigger number? Maybe now it's moving to the right number. But how could a team that's 11-13 on the road on the second half of a back-to-back go into Little Caesars Arena where they're 17-4 and open up as 3.5-point dogs? It doesn't make sense to me. Take it away for us here, Justin. Rockets Pistons.
You said something the other day when Durrell was on here, and it made me think, because I don't know if people realize it or not, now that I done made a lot of lifetime adjustments, meaning I live by myself. So a lot of things that you say during shows, I hear it when you say it. But it's kind of like what you say, you want to think it out and you don't believe in think wrong, think long. So a lot of things that you'll say during the show, I hear it when you say it, but I listen to it in my head later on. And you told Daryl, like, your leans is cashing and it's not your best, like you're second guessing yourself. And I feel like that was my problem because when I go down and send you my official plays and at the end of the night, I say I had a bad night. But I look at my notebook and be like, so my whole thing is like I'm betting everything I'm firing away, and I'm gonna give it like a 3-week stretch. And it's not just for my shows; it's for my personal life. And since I've been doing it, like I'm on back-to-back sweeps on stacks, so it's like I don't know. It's like I'm not second guessing myself. You say it all the time, like the consequences is heavy, and for me, with paying all the bills myself, like it's crucial, but I'm handling it. And I say all that to say, I'm on the Rockets. Best number you can get me, I'm on the Rockets spread and give me Kevin Durant his points, over his points. I'll make both of those official. And I'm going to explain. We see this all the time where teams on the second leg of a back-to-back, previous game go to overtime. Everyone thinks that from the years past that this is an automatic fade spot. I know we've seen Cade. He was questionable. He was seeing that shoot around this morning. I get that. But if you look at Kevin Durant's numbers against the Pistons alone, and the only thing that worries me because he had 36 last night and then they went to overtime. But these second leg of the back-to-back overtime spots, those are the teams that you need to back from off the top of my head. And this line telling me everything, why this line is so low. And then K got ruled or seen at shoot around, unless I heard wrong. And then that's not saying that he's in, but the line didn't really move far enough that I would say that K. So that tells me that y'all know if K is going to play or not. We just don't know it or not. So I like the Rockets, KD's recent form because Detroit, they don't play no help defense. And if you're not going to help KD, he's going to scorch y'all. And anything like 27, I want a flat number for 27, 28, or even 30 for KD. And I'll take the spread for the Houston Rockets.
Well, I got a 25.5 here.
25.5?
Yeah, minus 116 to the over.
I'll take that, and I'll take.
Played 44 minutes.
Yeah, he scored. He had a big night last night, and now I usually don't. That's not the spot that I usually want him. But he's cleared his number every game against. I want to say he had 30 every game, like 5 straight against the Pistons, and it's only because they don't play no help defense. If you're not gonna play no help, you better double Durant at some point in the game. He's old, but he's still a sharpshooter. He's gonna go out there, so. Yeah, I'll take the Rockets. I don't care if K. And I feel like if K get ruled in, I'm gonna get a better number. But we're doing the show now, and I don't think it's going to be relevant because I think the Rockets are going to win this game. I'm just not going to put a money line on it, but Rockets spread and KD points over.
And I can get you better than that. I can get you 25.5 minus 112 to the over. If forget the name on the jersey. If a basketball team is 11-13 on the road and they play an overtime game the night before and they're on the second half of a back-to-back with travel against a team that's 17-4 at home, forget just records, forget the names, then that team that's 17-4 at home that's rested should open up what? 6?
I'm about to say at least a 6 or a 7.
It'll move to 7.
Depending on, and the reason why it would depend on K because his news was, that's the reason why. But for this number to open so low, overtime and travel, I mean, I know it's only Detroit and Philadelphia, but you're still traveling after an overtime game. And I don't know. This was you open up like I don't know. I think it's a rocket spot. I would bet that Wonton, if he was here, he'd be on the Rockets money line. Guaranteed.
4th and 1 says you guys donate a lot. The more I listen to the cap. My ROI is at 9%.
He said what?
4. Yeah, he's just talking negative. He's fine. I've
I like negative trolls. I like it. I just want to know what he said.
I have the proof though, 4th and 1. But no, he's a friend. You can say anything he wants, but
It's funny that people come to these chats and have smart things to say, but there's 1,000 other YouTubes you could be watching. So there's a reason you're here.
I track all your action. I have the proof of.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
mind.
having a monster season, but you can say anything you'd like.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Let's roll on. 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We have the Phoenix Suns 27-17, 13-12 on the road at the Atlanta Hawks 21-25, 7-13 at home. We're at State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. Here, this was a very, very interesting spot here. Let's go over the line history. We have Atlanta +3, -109. Opened up at 3, got up to 3.5, down to 2.5. Bouncing all over the place. Right now, we've had 4 cents of movement towards these Atlanta Hawks. From a total standpoint here, we have a 233, 3-point move towards the under. It's opened up at 230, got 233, then back down to 231.5, and is sitting here at 233. Let's set up the cash flow and take a look at the shoot around here. We have a completely healthy Phoenix Suns team. Wow, 27-17 this year, playing good ball. We know exactly the situation with Atlanta. Riza Shea out and Zingis both out. So it's Daniels, Alexander Walker, Kispert, Johnson, Okongwu, the expected starting 5 here. Let's get into this cash flow as well. Cash flow wise here, we have 65% of the tickets, 64% of the cash on the Phoenix Suns. Circa hanging a flat 3, DraftKings, FanDuel 3.5. All the books, actually not all the books. South Point's down to 233 and Hard Rock down to 232.5. So a bit of a surprise there on the total. 65% of the tickets and 84% of cash on the under. We have the Suns on this long trip. We backed Atlanta against Memphis. I mean, God, is that just so easy? Just fading teams coming back from Europe. I mean, it's that was just so easy. Both fading the Magic and fading the Grizzlies. Grizzlies was a little tougher, but this has been a really long trip. This is game 6 of a road trip. They also fly back tomorrow, and then they immediately start a homestand against the Heat. But this has been a really long trip. They left on this trip on Monday the 12th, started playing Tuesday the 13th, and they did get 2 days off here, but it's still, they're about to head home. Not the best situation here for Phoenix. Final game of a trip. It's not a spot I like to back teams. Phoenix playing very good basketball right now. I mean, don't get me wrong. And then we have Atlanta snapping that 4-game losing streak in a very advantageous situation going up against the tired Grizzlies squad. So this is the beginning of a 2-game homestand. They play Friday and they play again on Monday. So let's roll. Here we go. Take it away for us. Also, Phoenix 7-3, 22nd fastest pace, 97.55 possessions a game. Atlanta 4-6, playing at the 3rd fastest pace, 103.35 possessions a game. Take it away for us here, Justin. Suns, Hawks. Floor is yours, my man.
Yeah, I didn't want to get no player props. I didn't want to get to a side. I just want to be on the over. I love the Hawks Friday night overs. Best number you can get me. I think this line is probably the trappiest line of the night, if you ask me. I think if you wanted to bet, you would have to, if you're looking at the line and not looking at trends and not looking at the teams and records, the line will tell you that this is a hot spot. I didn't bet it, but for them to open up at 2.5, 3, whatever line that you've seen, when you look at the trends for the Suns on the road, ATS, the Suns ATS record overall, like I just don't understand. It's the second game back for why do I keep forgetting his name? Dude from Houston that came over to Phoenix.
Brooks?
No, his first game back was the last game. Jalen
Green.
Yeah, Jalen Green. So it's his second game back, whether he's gonna play or not. I think just that the pace of play enough is gonna get just the game over. And I wanted to back my Hawks. This line tells me, if I'm reading it right, everybody reads the lines different. The low line, I feel like everything will tell you to bet the Suns. So this line's telling me open up this low. We just beat the Grizzlies in a rough game, and we was on the road. Now we're back at home. I think we can win this game too. And I want to say we're 7-0. Last seven home games. Between these two teams, like this last 7 games in Atlanta, between Phoenix and Atlanta, we don't won. Two different teams, but I think it's a hot spot. But my most confident bet, and I'll make it official, is best number give me on the over.
Yeah, I would be on Atlanta for sure if there wasn't those 2 days off here. I don't back teams on the final game of a long road trip here. The Hawks have been so bad at home, 7-13 at home. I can understand why one would expect this line to be higher. You know, the bigger surprise to me looking at this is the fact that Atlanta was getting a ton of backers.
So you think this line's right?
I think it's fair. I don't know when the last time I backed the team on the final game of a road trip of over 4 games. I don't know I don't think unless they've lost all the games leading up to it or something. Like I don't think I've done it in 8 or 9 years. So this yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, this would just be it's Atlanta or no bet. Like I can understand, you know, Dutch on the Suns and the Pistons. Like I get it from X's and O's.
Oh, Dutchy on Phoenix.
Yeah, Dutch on Phoenix. I get it from X's and O's. Like it makes perfect sense. It's just
I do.
When I was sensical in NBA, I was not doing what I do now at NBA. I'm, you know, now because we got Ski Profit in the house. He's off of it. Like it just doesn't work for me. Being sensical, it just doesn't work for me. I have to sit and find a spot that doesn't make sense here, or you know, a spot where you know. So if I was just hammering the board, I would for sure be on Atlanta. I don't know whether to trust them. That opportunity against the Grizz was very advantageous, extremely advantageous for Atlanta getting to play Memphis off that smash and grab in London, and you know the Magic got the extra day and they still got annihilated by Charlotte. So, yeah, so it's a tricky spot. Hey, 4th and 1. Look, I love capping with you. Always have. That's why I read your comment out loud because I care about what you say. But however you want to handle it, man. Again, I'll just leave it there. I'm thankful to cap with you. However you're comfortable handling things. I wouldn't have read it out loud if I didn't care about what you had to say. But it's all good.
And I'm not. Even if that was targeted to me, I'm not sensitive. Like I don't.
Yeah, but whatever. It's all good. You know, we're not always going to agree with each other. It's just part of capping together every day.
My thing is, as long as your delivery is respectful, I'm fine.
So Suns -3 here for Dutch. I guess I don't want to fade the Suns. I'm not getting in a line to fade the Suns. I also, you know, I just went back to on the final game of a trip.
I don't know. For me, like I said, I'm not making it official because it's for me. I make a lot of bets that I don't make official because I trust myself as far as how I make a lot of bets that I don't even cap the game. Maybe it's lazy because it's hard for me to cap a whole college slate, and now I added hockey and NBA. So it's hard for me to try to cap all the games. So a lot of times I look at a game, and if I think the line is fishy, I'll bet it right away. And I did bet the Hawks money line, but my whole night is I'm gonna be on Bonaventure at 5:30 and I'm watch the Hawks game, and then hopefully tomorrow we get snowed in. Like it's perfect. Like everybody like the Suns. My mind telling me that the line is telling me this is a Hawks +3 Hawks money line, but I'm not out here pumping my chest and put Bonaventure over. And then that game be over by 7:30. Then you miss like a little bit of the first quarter for the Hawks. Like perfect Friday night. Suns win the next game in a blowout. Whoever they play the next game, I didn't even look that far, but back to Suns next game, and that's all because they probably lose tonight.
I'm interested in the Hawks. I can't say right now that I will bet it for sure. I do fear fading the Suns, but
I'm gonna dig a little bit more. I might even post it because I don't know. Everything tells me that this. I don't know. It just tells me it's a hot Friday night. This low line. Jalen Green gonna come there. First game, he didn't mess up their chemistry. They won. It's the same thing as the first game bump of the superstar coming back, or not the superstar coming back. The superstar getting hurt. Your first game bump, and you come out here and ball. Okay, so maybe it's in reverse. Like Jalen Green came back, Phoenix won. Who they beat? They beat what was that? Philly?
yeah.
Yeah, they beat Philly with Jalen Green, and trust me, we all know what type of ball Jalen play. That's not going to work because he want the ball. Like, he want the ball all the time. He want to shoot. He's not giving up no assists. So this is game 2. Low line, suspicious line, Hawks Friday night at the crib. Who knows? Gucci might show up and the Migos. So never know. I'll be on the Hawks. I'll be watching this. So yeah, let's go Hawks. Matter of fact, you say it all the time. I'll take the money line for the Hawks. I'll make it official. I'm not gonna talk shit and then not make it official.
No, I feel you.
That's how much I believe him. I bet it. So whatever number you can give me, I think it's a hot spot. I don't want the spread. I think we're gonna win the game.
If it was just the one day off in between games, I'd 100% be there. I'm still we can get you a plus 135, plus 135 on.
And I still want the over though.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I should have got that for you. Okay, so we have the plus 135 on the money line, and then let's get that over here. We have a 232.5, and let me see if I can beat that quickly. I cannot. 232.5 available at Hard Rock and at an offshore here. So Justin on the over 232.5 minus 110, and he's on the Hawks money line at plus 135. All right, let's roll on. Our next spot on the board is a very interesting one. Celtics, Brooklyn Nets. Celtics 27-16, 14-9 on the road. Brooklyn Nets 12-36-16 at home at Barclays Center, Brooklyn, New York. Boston 6-4 over their past 10, 28th fastest pace over that time period. Third slowest, 95.70 possessions a game. And Brooklyn playing the slowest, 93.77 possessions a game, 2-8 over that time period. Boston is on the first of a back-to-back with travel. They play at Chicago tomorrow. So we've seen this line move towards Brooklyn. And my spot here, well, first off, this opened up at 10 at 2:24 p.m. By 7:30 p.m., this was a flat 7. It's come back to 8.5, and then about 40 minutes ago, it dropped back to 8. And I have been cashing these same angles, and now I've just decided to bet it every time. Spending no Derek White for this one as well. So we have the double-digit favorite on the first of a back-to-back. Now, it didn't close as a double-digit favorite, so this is the first time I've bet this year. Every other time it's got to close a double-digit favorite, but the ROI is it's working. And on the games that I've lost with this angle, and I'm not an angle bettor, but the games I've lost, I've bet the under at halftime and cashed that every single time. And so I just got to keep moving on it. So I am on the under here. I got the under, and it's barely moved. It's basically exactly where it was. I got the under 216.5 here. Let me just make sure that was the number under. Oh, sorry, under 217. I paid 4 cents. It was 216.5. It was 216.5 at 365. I paid 4 cents for the 217, flat 217. From a side perspective here, as I said, we have the 8 with the total here. Let's see what we're dealing with. I see 216.5 right across the board. So this is a total that's not moving. Opened up at 216.5, got up 217, down 216, 217. Now just sitting here at 216.5. we go to the cash flow situation here. Heavy money on the under, which makes me nervous. 91% of tickets, 93% cash on the under. It's heavy money on the under. Heavy money on Boston. 87% of tickets, 90% cash on Boston. Maybe Spenny Sanqueda is questionable. If he doesn't play, you might take Garza or Hugo Gonzalez rebounds for Boston. So Highsmith out, but everybody good to go. Brooklyn starting 5, Demon, Powell, Porter, Clowney, Claxton. Queda is questionable, but everybody else set. White out, so it's Pritchard, Shearman, Jaylen Brown, and Sam Hauser. And I'm relieved that it hasn't moved. Honestly, I'll be fine with it. You can just stay there now. Seeing how much money's on the under, again, I didn't even look at the cash flow because I was like, look, this is just an angle that works for me. So and then it also sets me up live too while I'm watching the game. Nets have lost 3 straight games. They played the Knicks on Wednesday, and they lost by 54 points. So this is the spot. The first time all year I didn't back a team off of a 30-point loss. The first time all year was 3 days ago in the Cavs game. No, Wednesday, the Cavs game, when the line didn't make any sense. I should have backed the Cavs here. So we also have Nutflush saying he's still capping it, but he's heading towards Boston team total under. So I guess I have to bet the Nets too. I guess I got to stay true to this 30-point blowout loss. And again, that was not my thought. That was, very first shows I ever did down in Costa Rica. Cappers were talking about it, and it still works now. Fernando Mendoza on the Nets +8. Let's hear what Justin has to say. Take it away, Celtics Nets.
I don't have nothing in this game, but when I get done breaking down to where I want to get to, I wanted to write that down. You're a double-digit fave. Is it double-digit fave for the first leg of a back-to-back?
Yeah, and then the part about it.
It's taking the under?
Yeah, and the part of it's made it so fun is that if the first half flies over, you just live bet the under at halftime.
Right.
So it's like it gives you a couple different angles to succeed with it. Ski agreeing with the Nets here. Keisha looking at Brown over points and rebounds.
That's the thing. Like, how do you not? Like, I wanted to back the Nets, and I'm sure it's anybody who's backing the Nets. Like, you just scored 66 points in the last game. So my whole thought process is like, whether you announced it or not, you had to have some type of player meeting. You scored 66 points to a team that didn't beat you like 11. I want to say now it's like 11 or 12 straight. Speaking of the Knicks beating on the Nets. And then you got this Celtics team coming in. I want to say that the Nets, every single time, like, didn't they beat them one of the last 2 times that they played. And coming off that, I want to say that they made history with 66 points. It's like if you're not watching that score and you're checking it and you wake up in the morning and check it, you want to refresh and be like, okay, I know the game's not over with. So now you're going to lose by 60, 50-something the first game and come back here and lose by double digits against the Celtics without Derek White in the lineup. I think that we're going to have a big effort on the defensive side. I don't think it's going to be on the offensive side. That's why I asked you about the I'm going to write it down once I'm done talking about it. I did like this under. I didn't know if it fit to your thing, but my whole thing is when you lose by 60, it's a matter of, do you think it's going to be a bounce back from the offensive side or the defensive side? And I think if you take that game out, which we can't, if you take that game off, like take it off the record, look at the defense that the Nets are playing. Only thing is, ever since Camden come back, they didn't give up more points, but Boston played a slow pace, Nets played a slow pace. Nets coming off a 60-point loss. I think defense is going to be at an all-time, and I do like this under. And I don't have no player props because I'm not a player prop under, but this would be like a what's his name? Garcia. What's his name? Garcia operation. The same thing as the playoffs. I think this is the one you can just take all unders.
Dennis Garcia. Yeah,
Right, it's not a playoff game, but I think it's going to be like, and this is like either the first or the second lowest total. It's either this or the Rockets and the Pistons. But I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I think it's going to be like a 90s type score, like a 101 to 88 type shit. But I haven't bet it only because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a big offense instead of defense by the Nets coming off that 60-point loss. And maybe they put up, I ain't going to say a big number, but a decent sized number. That's the only reason why I don't have nothing official, because I could be wrong. Maybe it's not on the defensive end. Maybe it's on the offensive end. You only scored 66.
Yeah, I mean it was a fun cap, the Brooklyn Knicks cap, and by the time I bet the Knicks, they were minus 12, but still, that was just a smashing.
And going higher.
Yeah, this is watching AM stay true to the angles and trends. The only time I haven't bet a team off a 30-point loss was the Cavs against the Hornets, because the line didn't make sense to me. Maybe these are just very hard lines. I shouldn't say very hard, because nothing's hard for the books, but just a little bit more difficult than regular lines to
Does this line make sense to you?
Yeah, definitely. Doesn't it to you? I mean, yeah, the opening up double digits, moving towards Brooklyn.
I think everything. I think the total and the spread is right on this.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can tell because I don't know about the spread, but you can tell with the total because it's not moving. So the books are just very comfortable with it. So I'm going to add the Nets here. If it keeps inching towards the Celtics, that would be nice here. And Ski said he was on the Cavs that game. He said they were the most bet team of the day. For me, Ski, it was just the three. The three didn't make sense to me, but I got to stop it. I'm not going to care about lines anymore. Every single time in the NBA, this is not a college thing. This is an NBA. Every single time in the NBA, when a team loses by 30 plus points, they just should be blindly back the next game, and I shouldn't put too much into it. So, but let's roll. Let's roll on. I'm going to add the Nets. 7:30 p.m. Eastern, our next spot on the board, Sacramento Kings 12-33, 3-17 on the road to the Cleveland Cavaliers, 25-20, 14-11 at home, Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. Cavs are on the first of a back-to-back. They play at Orlando tomorrow night. Cavs 6-4 over the past 10, seventh fastest pace in the NBA, 101.80 possessions a game. Sacramento 4-6, 98.4 possessions a game. Up here in Toronto Sports Radio, everybody's waiting for the Cavs to become monsters. All these guys are there. It's all the talk of only being the only teams we need to worry about in the East: Pistons, Knicks, and Cavs. And when are the Cavs going to, wake up and become monsters again? They're coming off holding Charlotte to 87 points. I was very impressed with the back-to-back victories in Philadelphia. Even the second one, just 117-115, to beat a team twice in their building is not easy. The Kings showed very little against the Raptors. Raptors were on the second half of a back-to-back. They lose the last three games of the homestand. When they beat the Knicks, that was a triple-up spot we were on, Sacramento on, and Precious Achiuwa and all that. It was a terrible spot for the Knicks because they had the Warriors on deck, and that was a high-profile game. There's nothing that I've liked. Yes, they beat Houston on like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago at home, but now they start this very tough 6-game road trip: Cleveland, Detroit, New York, Philadelphia, Boston. Do they get a win before they head to Washington? I don't know if they do. Let's take a look at the information from the shoot around here. We have Cleveland with Garland, Merrill, and Strus out. Murray out for the Kings. So there's no question marks, at least. We get to the line history here. We have this total at 233.5. Opened up at 235. Dropped down to 233.5. Came up to 235. Down to 232. 232 was that low watermark. So here we go again. Look, it's the double-digit favorite on the first of a back-to-back. They also have a back-to-back with travel. They play at Orlando tomorrow night. And so I moved on the under. I was nervous here. I thought that maybe this would move against me. Both of these, I was nervous moving early, but it's right where I got. I got it at 233.5 and minus 110. And again, if this is soaring over at halftime, I will live bet at halftime or maybe a couple minutes left in the second quarter. From a spread standpoint here, we have Cleveland minus 12, minus 105. This opened up at 11.5, a half-point move towards the Cavaliers. And when we get to the cash flow, we have 60% of the tickets and 95% of the cash on the Cleveland Cavaliers, 70% of tickets on the under and 86% of cash on the under. Justin McKelvey, take it away here. Rocket Arena hosting Kings Cavs.
Yeah, first of all, I don't ever want to back the Cavaliers as not only as a favorite, but as a giant favorite, like this spread right here. And my whole thing is, I didn't want to be on a total because I think this might be closer than everything. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. But if I had to lean, I would like the under. But I'm on Russell Westbrook, and I'm on his 28 plus PRA minus 115. I look at the guard position, and mainly like when I target the Cavaliers versus the guards, I look at Westbrook and I look at Donovan. Garland's not going to be in there. These guards for Cavaliers, they don't play no defense. And I just think Russell Wilson is recent form. Russell Westbrook, my fault. Was I saying Wilson the whole time?
No, you had it right.
That's crazy because I got Wilson broke down. Russell Westbrook, but yeah, I got him. I think he's going to do whatever he wants. I think the Sacramento Kings is going to stay within this number. I think they do cover the full game spread. I want to fade the Cavaliers. Anytime they're coming off as a favorite, as a giant home favorite or a road favorite, and then you come off where they sprinted against the Charlotte Hornets yesterday. They're coming off that game where they came out. Was that yesterday or the day before? Where they came out, it was like 25-8 early.
Oh yeah.
And that's not who this Cavaliers team is. Like, it was the wrong place, the wrong time. And now you're giving up 12.5. This Kings team, they had a recent bad 2 games, but prior to that, they was covering everything. Wins against the Rockets, wins against the Lakers. So even though they're on the road, those were home runs. I wanted to back the Kings, but I just don't trust them on the road. But I trust Westbrook, 28 plus PRA minus 115.
You are in business with Westbrook. Nick Reinhardt on Sacramento first half plus 7.5. Nutflush says, what can go wrong on a Friday night with a minus 12 favorite and all the money on it? He likes the Kings team total over. Maybe it's just as simple as the Kings are going to be really happy to get out of Sacramento. But that was a 7-game homestand. I'm comfortable with the under here. I think that's all I'll do in this one. Bo Jackson's saying Sacramento Kings are 0-4 on Fridays on the road this year. Maybe I'll spend a little bit more time on the Kings here. All right, let's roll on to our next spot here. Memphis, Tennessee. Remember when we'd all want to back the Grizzlies on a Friday night at FedEx Forum? The Pelicanos come to town 10-36, 3-17 on the road. Grizzlies 18-24, 9-12 at home, 3-7 over their past 10. Playing at the 11th fastest pace in the NBA, 100.5 possessions a game. Pelicans 2-8, 101.3 possessions a game, 8th fastest here. Sham says, I think they win but not cover, then I slam the Magic tomorrow. I feel that. Big Mastro in the house. Great to see you, man. I'll be in touch for Sunday's NFL Pub Hub. My friend Big Mastro running with us. All right, let's take a look at the information from Shoot Around here for this Pelicanos spot. Alvarado out, Murray out, and the all-important 3, Herbert Jones, questionable here. I mean, if he comes back in, how much time is he going to play? He's missed 7 games. So we'll see if he is available to go. And again, as always, this Grizzlies injury list is long. Pippen, Morant, Jerome, Edey, Clark, Aldama all out. And then we have Jock, questionable. So personal reasons. I have no idea I don't know if anybody knows what's going on. So that's the situation there. We have the Pelicans off their third straight loss. That was on Wednesday, 112-104. They played pretty tough at home versus the Pistons. Now they head out on the road. The Grizzlies back home after the Germany and UK trip. They played pretty well against Atlanta. Like that, when we faded the Magic with Charlotte, that was like a smash and grab, easy catcher. But this one, we were somewhat fortunate. They're at home again on Sunday when they host Denver here. Let's take a look at line history and hand this over to Justin. We have Memphis minus 5.5. Opened up 4.5, got up to 6, and now back to 5.5. From a total scenario here, we have this at 239.5. Some books at 240.5, some at 240. This opened up at 236.5 and dropped down to 234. That's wild to see it at 239.5. I wonder, it's got to be a sick feeling for cappers who moved on that under and felt good seeing it move to 234.5. I'm like, see, the books agree with me, and then see it climb up 5 points must be just such a sick feeling. When we get to the cash flow for this spot, we have 67% of tickets and 94% cash on New Orleans. 63% of tickets on the under, 73% cash on the under. Well, my hands are tied. I have to bet the Memphis Grizzlies. So I will do that. Jaw out of the lineup. Everybody on the Pelicans. Line moving towards the Grizzlies. Nothing I can do. I'm just going to have to bet them. Let's hear from Justin. Take it away. Pelicanos, Grizzlies, Justin.
I'm glad you have action because everything you said, now I understand. I don't understand why it happened, but my whole cap, everything that when I brought this game down, I wanted to bet the over. I wanted to be on the over all along. And then from when I seen it, and then I woke up, and then I got back to it, and then I had a dentist appointment, get my teeth cleaned, and I came back, and it's like every time I looked at this total, it was going up, then it was going down, then it was going up, then it was going down, then it would go up money wise, but not spread wise, and then it would go down. So I didn't get to nothing in this game, but I still want to get to the over, and I don't have a side. Like, I always want to bet the Grizzlies when Ja not there. I just feel like it's the same thing as the Hawks that went through when Trey wasn't there before we traded him. But I didn't get to nothing. I want to still get to the over. I don't have a preference on the side or no player props, but when I see Ja not in there, I just want to automatically back the Grizzlies. No Ja, I want to back. Ja's in, I want to fade.
Yeah, I think that makes sense in the case you're talking about backing Memphis at home. I think it's important to note that while the odds logic board says 67% of the tickets on New Orleans and 94% cash, the Action website tells a different story. And I'm still comfortable with the whole scenario, but 62% of the tickets, 62% of cash on the Grizzlies here, according to Action. And I don't care that Action's telling us a different story. What I care about is the books just comfortably taking Pelicans money with Ja out of the lineup and moving the line towards Memphis. I think that tells the story here. So this is just a bet that must be made. So I will be on it. And I really was impressed with how Memphis played Atlanta in a terrible spot. So I'm going to be on the Grizzlies here. That will be in addition to my card. And for the thought on the over here for Justin, Billy Fritter says these two teams have played twice. The total was 250 and 261. And Spenny talking about Spencer, solid point guard, says he likes the kid. We'll see if Justin adds the over, but let's roll on. We got 3 games left on our card. Thank you guys so much for joining us here. Pub Sports Radio, 8 p.m. Eastern. Indiana Pacers 10-35, 2-19 on the road at the Oklahoma City Thunder, 37-8, 20-2 at home. Paycom Center, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Man Bear Pig going for a monster spot. He's on the Pacers money line plus 850. Going for a huge score here on the Pacers. Pacers
money line?
Yeah, man. He doesn't mess around, man. Man Bear Pig, man. This guy, he just fires shots, and I love it. Pacers 4-6 over the past 10, playing better ball. playing 8th fastest pace in the league, 101.3 possessions a game. We have Oklahoma City 7-3, 14th fastest pace, 100.06 possessions a game. Let's set this one up. Let's go over to the injury report. We have here for the Pacers, Mathurin and Tom topping out as all year, basically. And then we have Jackson questionable. Let's get more information on that here. It's taking a second for it to load. On the other side, Williams out. So that's not going to help here. Williams, Wiggins, Mitchell, Hartenstein, and Caruso all out here. I don't know why this is not. Let's see if I can refresh this. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can get some more information here on Quentin Jackson. Let's see if it'll let me know. But that's tough. Jalen out. It's a lot of stats out the door. Now, he's been out for a while, but still. Quentin Jackson here, ankle injury. So he got it during the Celtics game. I know that Quentin Jackson's not that important, but, God, they need every piece they can get. So let's take a look at the line history and then hand this one over to our guy, Justin. We have the Pacers off of 3 straight losses. They've lost all 3 games of this trip. They lost at Detroit. They got destroyed. I mean, it wasn't a bounce back against Philly. They still lost by 9. And then they lost badly to the Celtics by 15. It's a team that's just losing and losing and losing. On Saturday they lost by 30 plus points, and I could have stuck to the plan and backed them. If I had them, I would have lost them. That spread closed at 6.5. But still, I think it just needs to be bet every single situation. Here we have the Thunder, man. The Thunder had that hiccup. They've started to play much better basketball. They've been dealing with injury problems all year long. I think it's important that they got rid of the 73-9 and 72-10 Warriors, Bulls madness. Focus on just being healthy and being right for the playoffs. Don't be grinding at the end of the year. This is the start of a 3-game homestand. They play the Raptors on Sunday. They play the Pelicans on Tuesday. Let's get into the line history. This is got this total here. Sorry. This total's at 227. It's exactly where it opened up. Opened up at 227, dropped down to 226.5 for a little bit. It's back at 227. And then from the spread, we have the Thunder minus 15.5 at minus 113. Opened up at 16, down to 15, back at 16. And we get to the cash flow. We have 70% of the tickets, 77% of cash on the Thunder, 74% tickets, 72% cash on the under. Excellent work here for Spooner, cashing Mercyhurst, cashing Lipscomb Live, and the 5.5 pre-flop. Great start to the day, Spooner. Take it away for us here, Justin. Pacers, Thunder.
This is the first time that I actually bet it, so I'll take the best number you can get me of something that I've noticed. Like, this Thunder team is something that is a different breed, or something that we haven't seen before. But one thing I realized is, even though this is a championship game from last year, so there's revenge for Indiana. I don't even use revenge for NBA anymore. But this Thunder team, no matter who's in the lineup, whether they're starting a G League, which is better than most starters in half the league in the NBA, and we just seen this when they was playing, I want to say the Grizzlies, and nobody was playing, and they was getting smoked and came back and won by 117, 116. But all that to say, I'm on the Indiana Pacers first half. I'll take the best number that you can get me. I only won the first half. It seemed like this Thunder team, where they got all the starters in or all the starters out, they always start off slow. They always got to fight from behind. And that's the thing that where we want them. Like, we always want to, well, I ain't going to say we. I always want to live bet the Thunder at halftime when they're down 11, because they're always down. It's like the Dodgers. Like, when they're down, you live bet the Dodgers. But the Thunder, every single game that I see them, if they're not down, they're struggling at halftime. And then they take off the second half, like the third quarter. That's why third quarter Thunder is a thing. You don't want to fade the Thunder in the full, in like pre-flop, full game. You don't want to do that. But First half, I'll take the Pacers. Best number you can get me. Anything under, I'll take 110. But
The
I'm almost
offshore,
willing to like.
this is a
If
crazy.
you can get like an alt lower number for plus money.
Oh, we could do that because this is wild. Every single book, whether it be legal American or offshore, is at 9.5 at -110.
Minus 110.
Yeah, every book. But we could outline it if you want.
Yeah, we could get like an 8.5 or an 8.
Let's see what we can get. Bojack says Thunder's wearing their city editions tonight. He says he thinks they show up. We have a 9 is a plus
even
9.
though my fault. I'm glad he said that. I don't want to go back, but part of my cap, it didn't chase me away. Ohio State and Michigan. The Stacks play day is Ohio State. Just in case anybody who's telling, I don't want to go back. My fault, Jimmy. But for anybody who cares, I guess they're doing some jersey retirements for Trey Burke. Like, I don't give a fuck about that. Like, Trey Burke, jersey? Kidding me? And I don't know. I guess that's the reason why a lot of people like Michigan. But when you just said that, it made me think. Part of my breakdown, I didn't mention that. And I'm still on Ohio State. I don't care nothing about no Trey Burke. But what you were saying about this, I just wanted to mention that because I forgot that in my breakdown.
For sure.
But I don't care. You said they're retiring. They're doing something for OKC tonight?
No, they're just wearing the city edition jerseys.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
We can get you a 9 at plus 103, an 8.5 at plus 112, an 8 at plus. Oh, it all just moved. It moved towards the Pacers first half though, just a couple cents. We can get you the 9 at plus 101, the 8.5 at plus 110.
9 plus 101.
Let's do it. Wow, that just moved, which is probably a good sign. All right, we have Justin moving on the Pacers first half plus 9 at plus 101 available offshore as we speak. All right, let's roll on. I kind of like that look, man. Let's see here again. Yeah, first game back at home. They only get the 1 day off. They have to get right back to work.
Yeah, my thing is like, I don't even think it's a payback because you can't say payback because Howley not in there, and we know the Thunder don't care nothing about no Pacers. Like, we already beat y'all. We beat y'all for the chip. Like, we don't.
Well, they don't care. Yeah.
Yeah. So my thing is plus 9 in the first half. If anybody should care, I don't care who's in the lineup. If anybody should care, it should come from the Pacers. I don't expect that, but other games, I just always see the Thunder starting off slow. Like the Grizzlies. I gave out the Thunder in the I want to say it was me and Briz, and I want to say it was on the Low Shack show when OKC played the Grizzlies. I don't know, it might have been mine and your show, but I remember I gave it out on here, and I gave out the Thunder, and they was getting smoked at halftime. Like the Grizzlies was cooking them, and then Thunder do what they always do. I want to say they was down by like 19, 20 at halftime. And they walked them down and won it 117, 116. The Thunder did. And it's just my thing is like, something at halftime, they'd be like, all right, y'all, let's just hit the switch. Let's just get this dub and get on out of here. They don't care nothing about no minus 15 and a half, 18 and a half, or minus 9 first half. All they care about is winning, and they do a damn good job.
Interesting nut flush. Season win total over for the Giants.
For the who?
For the San Francisco Giants. They just signed Framber Valdez. Wow.
Framber went to the Giants?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like this look here a lot. Also, in that last game that we just saw at Boston, they got annihilated in the first half. I think this is very interesting. Oklahoma City.
And when you play the champs, somebody in the locker got to be like, man, we got to come out here and throw the first punch.
I like it a lot. I like this look a lot. I'm going to sit with it afterwards, but Makes sense. Let's roll on to our next spot on the board. 9:30 p.m. Eastern. We have Nuggets Bucks here. Denver Nuggets 30-15, 18-7 on the road. It's been incredible. I was looking at their record last night. And I was like, God, without Jokic for this long, and they've stayed afloat. 18-7 on the road. Are you kidding me? Going up against the Bucks, 18-25, 9-11 at home. What terrible roster management the Bucks have, and they're gonna have to deal with these consequences for a few years now. It's pretty ugly. LJ from H-Town, though, he's on the Pacers team total under 105 and a half.
I meant to mention that too.
Drewski says the Bucks smash, coming off that 122-102 loss on Wednesday at home versus the Thunder. This is their first game back off a mini 2-game trip. And that was their first game back after a win at Atlanta. Nuggets here snapped their 2-game losing streak with a win at Washington. That was a lot. I was on Washington +6. Drewski told me that was a mistake, and he was right about that. Let's pull up the injury report here and see what the situation is for this one, our second to last game on the board. And what we have is, of course, Jokic, Johnson, Brown, Watson's questionable, Valanciunas is questionable, and Jamal Murray is questionable. So we got to go over all of that. Porter and Prince out for the Bucks. Turner probable. Trent and Green questionable. So let's just quickly go through these questionable players here. Peyton Watson, who's been a revelation here, is dealing with sprains to both ankles. So, I mean, with the Nuggets on the second half of back-to-back, we've got to be careful here. But Ronnie Crawford's on Denver. So let's say Watson's not in. You know, it's the Tim Hardaway, Spencer Jones show. This is a spot where we probably need to wait and get the more information. So Watson questionable. Let's hear it from Valanciunas. Right calf strain. So we'll find out if he can go. He's listed as questionable as well. God, this is a tricky cap putting it all together. Then you have Jamal Murray, Nut Flush talking about how much he has stepped up here. I can't believe he's only 28, this guy. So Jamal is dealing with right hamstring inflammation and left hip inflammation.
Jamal Murray is only 28?
Isn't that wild?
That's what you said?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't even feel right. That's just what I'm looking at right there. But
Damn, it seems like I've been watching Murray. He went to Kentucky, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
28. Wow.
Seems like I've been watching him a long damn time.
Same here. I was surprised by that.
Yeah, 28.
Oh, I love it. Jerry Davis off to a great start. I love it, man. Wow. Okay, so Murray, I think this is for sure a maintenance day for Jamal Murray. I don't like saying that. Gordon is probable. I guess, honestly, and I shouldn't be guessing this stuff, but my guess would be Gordon's in, Murray, Valanciunas, Watson all out. But we'll see. Turner probable. Gary Trent. God, am I happy I don't have to watch Gary Trent play basketball every night. Gary Trent is sick right now, so a late addition. AJ Green is also sick. So we have the two late additions to the injury report sick, which begs the question, who else is sick? This game has so many moving parts. Good God. This is a tricky one. Let's take a look at line history and hand it over to Justin. Second last game on the board. The Bucks now -8. They opened up at 5. That's telling you all those guys are going to be out. And then on the total here, we have a 214.5. Wow. This opened up at 223. Crazy. This has dropped 8.5 points. And then cash flow wise here, we have, oh, it's gone. Oh, here, sorry, let me go back to, okay, we've lost it here for a second. Let me see if I can pull it back up, but I'll pull up the cash flow in a second. Oh, wait, no, it's back. And we have, no, it's not back. All right, so let's just hear from Justin. What a mess this is. Take it away. Anything you like here?
Yeah, well, I talk about a few things. You can see, I know now that the line that went up, if you can check a double result for the Bucks, while I have a couple questions about this game. And one, like, it was hard for me to want to bet this. And I'm going to make it official as long as the juice is not, like, crazy. But my whole thing is, after one of their recent losses, if you notice, like, Giannis then spoke out and he done made a comment that the team was selfish. And the day that he said that about that game, unless he was speaking for the past, my whole thing was KPJ wasn't even in the game. So, like, who are you talking about? And we just seen this. I swear, I was just on the Nuggets. Nuggets was at home. I want to say they was +2 or +2.5. And I was on the Nuggets. But I could be mistaken because I don't have my notes beside me, but I swear we just seen this game. I like the Bucks double result. I think that this is a Nuggets game that some people don't believe in. I think this is a punt spot. I think they're punting. Like Peyton Watson, what did he have? 35 last night, 34. He had a huge game. He didn't tweak his knee. I don't expect him to be in there. Jamal Murray, even if he's in there on a second leg of a back-to-back with travel, whether he's in there or not, I don't think he could do it by himself. I think the Bucks. And recent, if you want to add it, look into it. I could be mistaken, but these teams just seen each other, the Nuggets, when they was at home. So with no Peyton Watson, you expect Jamal Murray to do it by himself. I think a frustrated Bucks team asks them to be winning by halftime, winning the full game. That's the move. Long as I can stand the vig without Pete Rose showing up.
I'm a little surprised that it's when you said it at first. I was like, "Oh, -8." I mean, that's gonna be too expensive. It's not that expensive. It's expensive. -145. But to give you an idea here, why I would have thought it would have been more expensive, that Central Connecticut at 6.5 is -155. Let's see if we can compare it to any other spot. Yeah, we can compare it to the Celtics. Celtics are now 8.5-point favorites. So they're a half point. So what should the Celtics be on the double result? Celtics are -160. It's about 10.
Wow. And they're a road 8.5 compared to a Bucks home 8.5, give or take a point. You know what I'm saying? Like, not saying exactly, but I would think that the double result should be a little bit more closer when it's pretty much the same number. I think the Celtics is way better than the Bucks. So for them to be on the road against arguably one of the worst teams in the league compared to the Bucks, I would think that their first half result or double result would be a little bit closer. Am I wrong?
No, well, no, I guess I'm surprised that the Bucks is at -145 as an 8-point favorite. The only thing I will guess,
You think that's too cheap?
I think it's too cheap. But the only reason why I think it's okay, probably, or to make an excuse for it, is because this line just moved, and maybe it's taking the double result a little bit longer to move with all the injuries coming in and out.
Well, I'll trust it before it moves, and I'll take the double result, -145, just in case we're wrong. I just think it's going to be a clear spot. I think Denver punting this game. Am I wrong? Did they just play each other? Like, I want to say a week ago, maybe? Am I tripping?
Yeah, 12 days ago. 108, 104, Denver.
Yeah, and Denver was home dogs, like 2.5, depending on when you got it, because I was on Denver. And now I don't think it's so much of a vice versa. I just think that Denver's punting this game, big game. You don't want to injure Watson Young. So he had a big game, 35 last night. So you don't want to play him when he tweaked his knee. So no Watson, Murray by himself, whether he plays or not. I think that's a fair line. So yeah, I'll make it official.
-145 Bucks double result for Justin. Let's get into our final spot on the board. 10 p.m. Eastern. We have the Raptors, 27-19, 14-9 on the road at the Portland Trailblazers, 23-22. 13-10 at home at Moda Center in Portland, Oregon. Oh, by the way, interesting point, Spooner talking about whether that total has moved too far. I think it has, but the Nuggets are playing the second slowest pace in the NBA over the last 10 games, 94.81 possessions a game. Milwaukee's not playing that fast. So Denver playing 29 fast pace, Milwaukee 21st to 97.75 possessions a game. We have AM on the Blazers plus 3.5. Hot teams matchup. Bet a home team winning 4 games or more against the spread versus road team winning 1 or more against the spread. Bo Jackson fading, and he's a Toronto Raptors season ticket holder. He's on the Blazers money line. Drewski on the Blazers plus 3. And keep them saturated is on the over. Raptors 6-4 over the past 10, 23rd fast pace, 97.37 possessions a game. Portland 8-2, 12 fast pace, 100.30 possessions a game. Let's pull up the line history and, of course, the all-important injury report, and it's a mess. Jacoby still out. Pirtle still out. Murray Boyles questionable, and RJ Barrett questionable, and RJ Barrett on the trade block supposedly. So it'll be the third straight game Murray Boyles misses. Man, Jacoby Walter and Murray Boyles, I really can tell when they're not on the floor. I really like the way both of them play. Jacoby Walter's being different when he knows he's got time on the floor. When he was not sure if he'd play 8 minutes or 12 minutes, he was taking shots he shouldn't take, just forcing the issue. So we were told that Barrett would be back for Friday. So he's been upgraded to questionable. I think if he's announced in, I could understand why anyone would want to fade the Raptors. Wesley, Thibault out. Murray and Scoot doubtful. Drew questionable. So let's go through these questionables because they're important players. So he's questionable. He came back. He'd missed 27 games, so we just saw him. You would think that. Let's just go over this quickly. My guess would be that he would not play right after that first game back after missing 27. And I would bet heavily that he doesn't play second half back-to-back. 4 straight wins for the Blazers. 2 straight wins on the road for the Raptors. I don't like making those guesses here. I don't know if it's helpful, but I would expect Drew not to be in the lineup. Jeremy Grant here. So, I expect him to be able to play again. He only missed that one game. I don't know if he'll play. Avdia is probable. So at least they'll have Avdia back. And then Robert Williams, with the knee barking, I do not think he plays. But he played last night. We have a total here at 226. God, I hate these games when there's so much at stake, whether players will be in or not. This opened up at 227, dropped down to 223.5, and got back up to 226. And then on the point spread here, we have the Raptors -2. Those of you guys that moved on the 3s and the 3.5 should feel very good about where you stand. This opened up with the Raptors -3. At midnight, this got up to 5.5. Now we're down to a 2. A lot of moving parts here. Bo Jackson on Maple Leafs, Blazers parlay here. Drewski says, where's the offense coming from, on the Raps side? If RJ's back, but, it's just quickly in BI, and then Scotty Barnes does what he can. I don't think that's much different. If I don't think of Murray Boyles and Walter and Pirtle as offensive players at all. And they can score.
But they're scoring, though.
The Raptors are just shooting so much better. And even when they got off to a bad start 2 nights ago, when we expected it after shooting the lights out the game before, they got right back and took control. Take it away for us here, my man. Final game on our card, Raptors, Blazers. Justin, your thoughts?
Yeah, I didn't get to nothing in this game. I wanted to be on the Raptors. I wanted to be on the Raptors team total over. And because I think the injury report, being that I felt like the band was pretty much back together yesterday for Portland. Drew was in there. Avi was in there, but he left early. And they said it was nothing serious. But I guess the way I look at it, he just didn't play the full game. Maybe he was on a minute coming back and saved him so he could play tonight too. But I don't know. I don't trust the Blazers in this spot. Coming off that, I don't know. They beat. I just don't know. I just think they're fat and happy right now. I think the injury report. I don't expect Drew to be in there. I expect Avia to be in there limited, and I just think this Raptors team that that put up a huge number against the Golden State Warriors, 145. And then who did beat next? The Heat after that, or the Kings? No, it was the Kings. Was it the Kings?
Yeah, sorry, I just had it up here.
But back to back, they got impressive wins.
Hawks, Lakers, Kings, Heat for the Blazers.
No, I'm talking about the Raptors.
Warriors, Kings, back to back.
Warriors and Kings. The recent form, I mean, you could say the Kings, but at that time when the Kings was at home, they was on like a 4-1, either 4-1 to 5-1 ATS last 5 or 4 games for the Kings. So you can't say like they just jumped on the Raptors. I just like the recent form of the Raptors. I think this would be a Raptors spot. I think that the news to only help you. If I had to bet it, I would probably be on the Raptors, either their spread or their team total over, one of the two. But couldn't nobody talk me onto the Trailblazers.
Again, there's just no clarity here. I can understand backers of the Raptors, of both sides. Bo Jack says Raptors are fool's gold here, and he's a season ticket holder who's back in the Blazers in this spot. I'm off of the spot here.
Yeah, I mean the injury report is what's keeping me from pulling the trigger, but because I don't want to. Same thing. Reason why I had to back out of my Raptors +2 against the Clippers. We talked about, because once Kawhi got ruled, it changed my whole entire cap, and so I don't want to be in the business of buying out of bets and losing, even though I'm losing pennies every time, but that should add up. So I'll just stay away and I'll just wait for the injury report. And I don't know, maybe the Trailblazers will come out and be up 11. Maybe I'll get a nice number live with the Raptors, but it would only be Raptors, nothing for me.
I'm going to make sure I can lock in this 8.5 here for Brooklyn. It's moving. So let me just
for who?
For Brooklyn. I just want to make sure. So let me just quickly just lock this in here. It's a 7.5 at +100 at some books. So I just make sure I got the 8.5, and then I will relax. Okay, beautiful. All right. Okay, sorry here. There we go. Okay, let's do a review of all action here. Nat Nate says it's not moving. I didn't see it moving in other books either. See Brooklyn here. Well, it's moved from 8.5 to 8. So I just want the 8.5 at this point. Spenny says RJ doesn't make a lot of difference, and if a CMB sits again, it's Scotty, Ingram, Mamu, Quickly, Shed, or Grady. Nasty Nate on the Celtics second quarter -3.5. Okay, let's do a review of all action. We can't camel race today. Unfortunately, we owe you guys a race, so we will figure that out early next week. But the site that we use is down, so it can't. So it won't happen here. So, unfortunately. But let's do a review of NBA action here on the show. We have Justin on the Rockets +5 and KD over 25.5 points -112. We have
what was the +5 regular VIG?
-108.
Okay, what the hell's here it is.
We have Justin on the over 232.5 at -110 in Phoenix and Atlanta, and Hawks money line. I want a little more time with the Hawks here. I don't know if I get there. I just moved on the Nets +8.5. I'm already on the under 217 and -114. Justin's on Westbrook 28 or more PRA -115. I have interest in the Kings. I'm going to bet the Grizzlies. I really like Justin's Pacers first half look. I'm going to spend some more time on it. I wouldn't be against even doubling up first quarter, first half, honestly. I'm going to spend some more time on it. The angle really resonates with me. Then Justin's on the Bucks double result at -145, and we stayed off Raptors, Blazers. Justin, huge work here. Thank you so much.
13 plays.
Yeah, man. You're not messing around today.
Oh, no, I'm ready.
No, I love it, man. I love it. Let the snow come.
Yeah, like I wanted to come right now.
Oh, I love it,
Like
man.
I done went shopping. I done got my kids. Two of them are grown. My youngest she'll be 15 next month, and she coming over to today, and then leaving. But I got my groceries. I got my alcohol. I got my weed. So I'm ready to cap and find me some big games tomorrow and be snowed in. Like I'm ready for it.
Oh, I like it, man. I respect it. We got Mandingo in the house. He says Blazers home revenge win. I put Justin's X handle here in the chat. Hit that link. Support our guy, Justin McKelvey. Just go get that cash. I really love the capping you did today, man. I'm excited to get on that roller coaster here in a few hours. Actually starts
Oh
right
yeah, it
now.
starts soon.
Yeah.
St. Bonnie started 5:30. I'm tuned in.
Oh, I love it, man. Thank you so much for rocking with us, man. Any last words for the cappers supporting the show?
No, thanks for having me. Let's have a day.
Let's get it. There he is, our guy, Justin McKelvey. And that's, speaking of, I can understand why I was hesitant to add everything after the, couple days I've had. But I'll tell you this: if I had him, I'd be sitting here 4-0. I probably would have added Kennesaw State, and they're now down 6. So it would have put me in a 4-1 situation, which I could live with. But goddamn, I was just so hesitant. Oh, Lex, of course it's Lex Steele, man. And you can change that. Why don't I forget? I think Jose knows how to change that too. Let's bring on our backbone here. We haven't had him on screen, man. We miss him. Please welcome from San Antonio, Texas, our friend SN1P5. Snips, how are you?
Good. I don't know how to change it, so good luck, Mandingo, as I will only call Lex Steele now.
It's pretty easy though, Lex. You go to your handle. It shows on the top right of your YouTube page. So maybe it's under settings. You go to your handle and you can change it.
But you'll always be Mandingo to me now.
Oh, that's gonna mean a lot. It's gonna mean a lot. Jose, how are you, my friend?
Can't complain. I will tell you, I can't confirm I am hungry, so I'm excited for the show to end, I guess. But I am hungry, so it'll be fun to actually eat.
Yeah, I hear that, but it's important to fast at times. Yes, there he is, the great SN1P5 right there. Yes, it's the fasting is what this show gives you, man.
Yeah. Helga was like, "Oh, this other couple wants to do a fast or a cut of weight. Do you want to join?" I was like, "What the fuck do I need to do that for?
Yeah.
What do I need to cut weight? Kidding me? Unbelievable."
Let's do a review, my friend, of all action. Res Mob. Oh, that game's already on, so let's go with action that's still coming. The Goracle, Cervena Zvezda, and Barcelona. That's for the Goracle. We have Patriots first half money line and Puka Nacua over 5.5 rushing yards for Big Zoe. Twisteds on St. Louis -8, Indiana -7, LIU, Brooklyn -7, and Central Connecticut State -6.5. We'll go over stacks action, but both stacks plays today 1 and 2. It's a college basketball. St. Bonaventure over 157.5 in that Bonnie's game, and then Ohio State plus 15.5. Then we have Spooner it's got off to a great start with Mercyhurst and Lipscomb and getting on Lipscomb Live. Buffalo plus 2.5, Middle Tennessee money line, Utah State -3.5, and Furman -3.5. Then for those of you who missed the taint play of the day is Buffalo plus 2.5. Shout out to our guy Matty Ice and sweet taint. The first Kong Smash play of the week of the year. First Smash play of the week is of 2026 is Charles Johnson moneyline and Jean Silva moneyline at plus 104 for our guy Kong's Clip. Then flank steak play of the day.
Underrated steak.
Yes, as maybe undervalued. Flank stake play day is Atlanta Hawks money line. Not messing around here. Blazers money line as well. Rangers money line. Bucks on the spread. Bulls money line. And Tulane on the money line. The dog of the day from Twisted 247's Radford +8. Daniel Hernandez says Nets +8.5 best bet on the board. We have Coin already cashing at under 135.5 in North Texas. Pacers money line for Man Bear Pig. Man, big balls banging around +850. We have 60 more sleeps until Pubapalooza 5 here. Then in the NHL, I'm going to go with AM's action first. AM is on the Knights -117. We have Money Mills giving us 2 props. Bedard over 2.5 shots on goal. And that is sort of a 3. It's tricky. It depends where you bet it. It's best to try and build a 3. AM is on the Blues at +150. He's on the Flyers at +250. And he's on the Rangers at +114. The other shot prop for Mills is Macklin Celebrini over 3.5 shots, -125. For me, in the National Hockey League, and I have more action that I'm going to be adding here, which I'll go over as well. But I bet these last night, and I'm feeling pretty good about everything here, and I will add to it. But I'm on the Knights at -116, Devils -1 at +108. I doubled up on the Kraken, so I'm on them. I put a little bit more on the money line than a regular -1, but this is 2 units I put in the game on the game. I'm on the Kraken at -115 for show purposes. I wanted the 2 units, so I did the Kraken money line as a unit and the Kraken -1 as a unit as well. And then I'm on Anaheim, Seattle under 6.5, and New York Rangers, San Jose over 6.5. I got -120, -125 respectively. And Irish Kings on the other side with the Ducks. The Ducks are on a winning streak right now. And so this is the plan of additions. I'm going to add the Capitals. I'm going to add the Rangers. I'm going to add the Stars. I want to sit with it a little longer. And then I'm going to add the first period under 1.5 in San Jose, Anaheim. AM, man, respect. Love having you here. And AM's important. As it says, PSR fam, everyone take care of yourself this weekend with the winter storms. And AEOD in the house says Jose for president.
Yeah, people will be losing their fucking minds down here.
Oh, they love
it's a little bit of winter weather. Grocery stores cleaned out. Unbelievable.
Then in college basketball, I have UNC Greensboro +4. Live right now is +6.5. If I can get an 8.5, I'll move on it. I didn't see one come up, but it must have happened at some point. I'm on Rutgers +6.5 -110. Justin joined me. He's on Rutgers +6.5 -105, and the team total over 70.5 -114. AM is on the Citadel in East Tennessee State over 140. You know, I deserve not to be listened to with college basketball with what I've done the last 2 weeks, but I'm telling everyone, you got to bet Citadel every game, every single game, and not one person going to join me on Citadel today. Everybody saying that it was
17 points is a lot.
Hey, look, the fucking Citadel, baby, the Bulldogs. Justin on East Tennessee and others on East Tennessee. Wow, Circa has the New England Denver total at 43 flat now. Wow.
Did I see that line moving to Denver too?
Yeah, sort of. It's I mean, sort of.
I saw the 5 opener and I saw it was like 4.5 now. I was like, what?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's definitely moved from the opening line. But 4.5, I think it's been sitting at for some time. No, there are a couple books that now have 4. When did they move it to 4?
God.
Wow.
That's crazy.
This book just moved it to 4. Wow. It's 4 55 minutes ago.
We really going to do this Jared Stidham thing? Oh, my God.
Nasty Nate joined me on Citadel. Okay. All right. Thank you, man.
That's crazy. And Jimmy, I'm sure you have wager. Do you have wager in front of you? How many? Everyone's probably on the Patriots, right?
Yes.
God.
Yeah, I don't know. Every time I start thinking about betting the Broncos, I could just hear Nasty Nate in my ear.
Yeah.
Every single time.
You know, I hope I put my bad juju on the fucking Patriots now that I'm a supporter of Andy Borregales here. So we'll see. That's crazy. I saw the most popular bets were all like Patriots money line, Patriots spread, over, whatever the fuck it is, and it's like, oh god, here we go.
Yeah, I care so much about the Seahawks Rams game. It's hard for me to.
Sure. And you're doing a Sunday night live stream on that, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be important, dude. Fucking 14K is something I need right now. So Radford +8 for me. Maddie Ice says Central Connecticut State team total over. Top NEC team who just lost at bottom tier Mercyhurst bounce back spot at home says, you know what to do. I'm on Central Connecticut State -6.5. I may add the team total over. I'm on Charlotte -3.5. I'm on Utah State -4.5. We've heard that a lot of people are on them. Justin's on the over 147.5 in Utah State, Colorado State. And then we just reviewed NBA here, so we don't need to hit that again. Well, that is our show. What do you have in store for the weekend, man? The freaking weekend, Jose?
Nothing, hopefully, as Texas shuts down when it's cold. So nothing, hopefully. Probably maybe some card show stuff, but other than that, we're rocking.
Oh, is there a card show?
No, like the giving, not a physical card show, but the selling of the cards, yes. Which, by the way, that physical card show is on Valentine's Day weekend, so keep that that posted, ladies and gents.
Thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you to the stars of the show, AM Sportspicks and Justin McKelvey. Thank you, Jose, for all that you do behind the scenes here. And there's something I want to talk to you about, so stick around when the show's over. Thank you to everybody, man. Lex Steele, Jay LeBron, Mandingo. Well, that's Lex Steele. AM Coin, Kongs, Clips. Says Derek Lewis money line and Michael Johnson money line as well. AOD Shy Archie loving the Kraken. Same here, man. Same here. Thank you guys. Nasty Nate, Redman. Yes, of course we have the live stream. Redman, live stream, man.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to jump on that because I'm a Patty the Batty supporter. So
that'll be a fun night.
It will be.
That will be a fun night. Billy Friedrich, thank you. Gregorio Ruiz, Timos, Mr. Heat. Thank you guys so much for all of the support. Spenny Penny Bombs, Spenny Pendergrass. Thank you to all you guys. Drewski, Spooner, Bo Jackson. Thank you guys all. 4th and 1 Entertainment, Jerry Davis, worth it. Man, it's very, very thankful to rock with all of you guys. So thank you. LJ from H-Town. Nutflush Allen. Let's go get this money, Jose. Action to get in. Right. Oh, and Jose said Kansas State coming back. It is 69-66 here with 6.5 minutes left. I need UNC Greensboro to come back. Let's get this money, Jose. Thank you all for rocking with us. Jose, could you please bless our action and lead us into the future?
Yep, no problem. Good luck, everyone. It's going to be an interesting weekend ahead of us. Tune into the UFC show. Follow us on Twitter for all the latest updates. And do not forget to leche, you los bookmakers.